Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Along with G. Bush and Tyvis Powell, I'm Adam the Bull. We've got Steve, we've got Mike, we've got Anthony, and we welcome back our good buddy Earl the Purr! He's back in the house.
Hey, man, that
and
was
we're
wild.
going to quiz him 50 questions coming up for Earl right now. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Earl, great to have you back, buddy. How you doing?
It's great to be back, man. I'm on panel Thursday, so I ain't going to say too much. We got a stacked show on the Tuesday, but I just want to take a minute to thank everybody in the UCSS community, everybody here in the studio, the fans, just for the overwhelming outpouring of love and support to me and my family during this tragic time. I'm going to miss my mama, but my mama raised a beast. And so I'm going to put my head up, I'm going to keep moving forward, and I'm going to turn this pretty dull situation into something positive. But I love y'all. I thank y'all. Be great. Spread love. And I'll see y'all out there for the first time this year on Thursday.
All right, man.
All right.
Good to have you back. It really is. I look forward to stories of Mike showing up at the memorial and what trouble he got into and more. That's all coming up.
He was in the
later
street.
in the week.
Mike, he was in the streets?
Yeah.
Mike be out here, man.
Yeah, he's out there.
Speaking of Mike, you know I'm about to Mike.
Yeah.
I got to tell you this. I forgot to tell you this pre-show. I am doing something that I have not done in about almost a year. Tonight, I am playing basketball, man.
Whoa!
It is.
Where are you playing at? Where's my invite?
Somewhere in Columbus. It's in Dublin, Columbus. And they said that the competition is not the greatest competition.
Yeah.
And I said, that's good because
You're
I
rusty.
don't know what I'm going to be. So I should fit in just right.
Did you play basketball in high school?
Yes.
So, I mean, how good were you in high school?
I was like Kevin Garnett.
No, seriously.
I am serious.
Like, what'd you average in high school?
Oh, they don't feed the paint. I was the 4. They didn't feed the paint.
Were you a starter?
Yes.
You was a 4?
Yeah.
That's a little.
Short, yeah. Well, my high school didn't
I
have.
didn't even play 4.
What you play?
3.
What?
I mean, dang, your high school kids was tall.
What, you got 7-footers in
Ty
your
would have been a
school?
center on my
Like,
team.
I'm about to say in the high school we had
our center was like 6'7". Our power forward was like 6'8".
Oh, really?
Yeah, my cousin played on the team. My cousin is like 6'6.5".
Your cousin that I met who's an actor?
No, he's tall too. But my other cousin,
Yeah.
he plays basketball. He lives in Wisconsin.
Oh.
Shout out to him. He's a superintendent of the school system.
Oh, nice.
He does his thing. He's out here watching Wisconsin basketball, cutting and screening away.
All right.
It's terrible. But anyway,
So are you going to play? What are you going to play with Mike?
See, Mike's issue is Mike plays on. What days do you play on?
Mondays and Thursdays.
See, I would have to do a Monday and just stay up here.
Why but you don't work Mondays. You work Thursdays, though.
Yeah, but I'm not staying up here for that. Mean I would have to stay up here for the entire day of Thursday.
Right, but wouldn't you rather stay here on a day that you're working?
Well, it's at nighttime, so like I would go
Yeah, it
hoop.
actually-
I
it
would
make
go
more
hoop,
sense.
go
Yeah,
home, take a
that's right.
shower, get up in the morning, come down here, do the show, and go home.
Oh,
It makes more sense in Ty's point, yeah.
I hear you. But you could stay at somebody's house.
His
I mean,
mom
we all-
still lives around
You
here.
I say
know.
my mama still live here.
I still live here.
My grandma still live
Yeah.
here. My sister lives here. My brother lives there. All my
Actually, Ty,
family lives
Bedford is close to where I play on Mondays.
there. Oh yeah. Where you
let me
playing?
double
Where
check.
you playing at Mondays?
Over by John Carroll.
That's not.
No.
That's actually not that far.
Is that in Bedford?
No, heck
No,
no.
it's in
No.
University Heights, but
I
it's
go to my-
pretty sure
I
It's
that-
like a 25 minute drive.
I go get my car. My car's in Bedford. I don't know why.
because
I live on the west side. There's
the
a million
auto-
different dealers, but I like the
Is
place.
Bedford
Bedford
closer to
Auto Mall.
Mayfield Heights?
What's that?
Is Bedford close to Mayfield? Yes.
Heights, yeah.
Mayfield
Yeah.
like
Man,
10, 15 minutes away.
You-
All right, well then Thursday you're closer. So
See, but
Ty,
that
either of
which
you.
one got the competition in it?
Thursday's better competition.
See, that's what
What's
I'm
the
saying.
Monday
I ain't
game?
gonna fit in.
Where you play on Monday?
I got to.
Over by John Carroll.
Oh, you play the same place.
No, Thursday's over in Mayfield Heights, Cleveland
Oh,
Heights area.
well, why don't you play on the west side?
If there's runs in the West Side, invite me. I'll come out.
I got you. I really got to see where I'm at because it's been a while.
Hey, man, you might want to just play defense and hustle.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's going to be there.
Be physical.
That's going to be there. But, like,
So it's the first time you're
I got
playing-
to post somebody up and get that.
Yeah. Can you dunk?
I don't know. I haven't done it in so long.
Did you dunk?
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah. I used to dunk
Hey,
all the
bro,
time.
first of all, you can't even go to the combine or get invited to any pro days if you're a defensive back and you can't dunk.
I wonder if that's a thing.
Pound for pound,
I wonder if
every
DBs
every DB is supposed to be able to dunk all of them.
That's true.
Your receiver, that's a measure of your explosive nature.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll tell you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try tonight, and I'll let y'all know on Thursday if I can still do it.
All right.
I'm 250 though.
This
so.
will be like the new
Which is
version.
they better get out the way because I might
Instead
just
of white
be
man
Brian
can
instead.
jump, black man, can he still jump?
Yeah, there it is. With the question mark.
Like, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
still,
right.
like when I'm lifting, I still do like squats and I still
Yeah.
jump on boxes and stuff. So,
Oh,
like,
so you probably-
I still do like
yeah.
cleans and stuff.
Oh,
so
you
I feel like
crazy.
I still got it.
Yeah.
Clean? Listen, I have
Well, I can't flip a bar because I broke my wrist. So like I do like high pulls.
Now, could you, obviously, you're very tall, but, you play defensive line. But I assume you could dunk, or no?
Of course.
You couldn't now.
I've told my wife that I
shouldn't
would.
even- I mean, you
I
can't
told
let you.
yeah,
You're
but
gonna
like
get hurt.
I told my wife like she forbid me to see right now my ankle's just clearing up. My ankle's
yeah.
doing a little better. By the way, they told how you have to have an ankle replacement. What kind of crazy stuff?
Never
is
heard of that.
Gee, you gonna go for it? You gonna be out there one day like I'm gonna go
Never.
for it.
No.
You know, because you gonna get that ball. You gonna see them young kids
yeah,
out
right.
there dunking. You gonna be like, I know I can
That's why
still do it.
That's why I don't entertain none of that. I really don't.
When the
even hang-
last time you shot a basketball?
we was playing at the Y. The YMCA with the young kids and Mike.
Was
Pope.
you there that day?
No, it was
No, I
me,
didn't go that
McNuggets. It was
Paul,
Jason Lloyd.
Anthony, Jason.
Let's play. We
and
should,
we was guard- I was-
should
it was
get
garbage.
together for a show game, but half court.
Fine.
Let's just have some fun.
You gonna go out there?
I will. I'll try not to get hurt.
Last time you was out there.
The last time
Last
you
time I played
played
basketball, I tore my Achilles
There
12
it
years
is.
ago.
There it is.
So you haven't
Have
played
not
since.
played one. Well, that's not. I played one-on-one with my son,
Okay,
but not with other
The thing
adults.
is, it's not like we all out there gonna be trying to go for like we going for NBA contract. Mike might, but the rest of us is all like chilling.
I'm very good at playing to whatever level
Yeah.
the group's playing.
You
Yeah.
cannot.
It's like a 75%.
I might know Mike's a good athlete, but I was gonna ask him if he can dunk, but obviously you couldn't dunk.
I had one chance to dunk in my life and did not realize I was high enough to dunk, and I will
Really?
regret. Yeah, it was my senior year of high school.
Look,
If
hurt
the
his soul.
basket's in the middle,
It
I was on
definitely
the-
would.
If you're looking
It's
at
a
the
dark
basket,
time.
Yeah.
I was in the right corner, and I drove baseline. A guy tried to step in and take a charge, and I stepped on his thigh and elevated up and laid it in. And in the moment, didn't think anything of it. And when we
Yeah.
were watching film the next day, my coach stopped it, goes,
Yeah.
"What was that? How?" We went back.
So
I
you
was like,
boosted up off the
He
guy's
said,
I was
leg.
like elbow
Lucas.
over the rim and just dropped it in. In like real time, did not
Oh my
recognize.
God, that would have been
whatsoever I
the
had
greatest
chance.
moment ever.
Woo, you would
Yeah, I
have
know.
you would have cleared the gym if you would have
Oh, it would've
dunked
been
that
absurd.
ball.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
my
That
God.
I would tell you in high school, if somebody get dunked on, you can't really come back from it. The crowd is going insane. People running out the stands on the court, running out the gym. It's hard.
I miss playing basketball. I mean, now I got a 1-inch vertical, but back in those days, I had a solid 2.5-inch vertical. Maybe 3 on a good day.
Bull out here Euro stepping.
All right. Have you seen the video, by the way, of like this, like, it must have been like a 13-year-old white kid who's like flying through the air like he's going to dunk and he misses by a good foot or whatever?
Yep.
They say Larry Bird's grandson or nephew?
I don't think it's actually Larry Bird's
They
grandson.
said he that deal.
It's not his grandson.
That ain't him.
No.
It just looks like Larry Bird.
He looks like Larry Bird, so there was like a rumor spread that he was his grandson, but it's not actually.
Okay.
You never hear anything about Larry Bird's family. I don't think I've ever
and
seen his
you're
wife.
not.
I don't
And
know
you're not.
anything about his
And you're
family.
not like he's just
Nothing.
He's
He
not
shut that down.
It might be a
he's not
black.
I've never seen Larry Bird's wife.
Larry,
Never.
She might be black. It wouldn't shock me.
Dirk Nowitzki's wife is black.
Yeah.
Right on.
Is
Jungle Fever.
Is I don't know. That's another term. Is George Niang's wife black?
George Niang is not married.
Not married.
Oh, in that case, he is black then.
On that note, let's talk some sports.
We're starting with the Cavs today, guys. When the game tips off, the NBA
That was
action
good.
is just
That's
getting
good.
started, and there's no better place to get in on the action than with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to place a bet on a fourth-quarter comeback, you can stay in on the action. And if you're looking for bigger payouts, you can combine your live bets into same-game parlays. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if their first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Guys, we haven't done our FanDuel bet of the day in a while, but if you guys win some bets on FanDuel, send them in. We'll start featuring some winning bets on the show again now that hopefully we found a template in Social News Desk that will work moving forward. But we will start with the Cavaliers today, guys.
Yeah.
Another nationally televised contest tonight. 7:30 TNT against the Orlando Magic. And when you look at the Magic's front court, they have size across the board. See, if you want to take 287 here full, you have Paolo, who's 6'10", Franz Wagner, 6'10", Jonathan Isaac, 6'10", 6'11". They drafted Tristan Da Silva. He's 6'8". They have Anthony Black in the backcourt, who's 6'7", plus their bigs, Bataze, Wendell Carter Jr., both 6'11".
Now you just show it off. You
7
know
foot.
everybody's name.
Yeah.
Regardless,
Listen,
this is the kind of lineup that the Cavaliers acquired DeAndre Hunter to try and counteract.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know if Darius Garland's going to play, so we could take him out of the equation for this, but there's a chance the Cavs start a lineup with Strus, Okoro, and Mitchell in their backcourt, who are all 6'4", 6'5", and under. So my question to you, and Bull, I'll start with you. Is this the kind of game that the Cavaliers, and I'm going to use the word unleash, that's probably not the proper word, but is this the first time we'll see the Cavs kind of unleash DeAndre Hunter for these kind of specific matchups where their opponent does have tremendous size across the front court?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do anything different in this game. I mean, they just played Memphis, which is a really big team too, no?
Big up front, not necessarily big along the wings in the same way.
I see what you're
in the
saying.
same way Orlando is.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, maybe he plays a little more, but I don't know. I think Kenny Atkinson has a good feel for this team, and DeAndre Hunter's getting plenty of time. I don't know that he's going to play significantly more minutes against this team. I mean, where are they? I remember last year, Orlando was not a very good offensive club, and when Banchero didn't score, they really had a hard time
They
scoring.
stink offensively this year.
Yeah, like most of those guys, they're big, but they're not offensive players, right? So, like, they can't take advantage of the Cavs' lack of size on defense as much because they're not good offensive players. Obviously, Banchero is, but, you're going to deal with him with your big guys. So, I don't know. I'm just not that worried about it. I don't think this is necessarily needs to be a huge Hunter game.
I think it's one of those situations where, first of all, with that graphic you put up, is that the starting lineup? Because I know Franz, I know Paolo.
No.
Just guys they can bring out.
But Suggs is out, though.
Yeah, but they'll have a real center. There was no center in that
Okay,
lineup.
so to be honest with you, I think that we will see more of DeAndre Hunter in this game for the simple fact that I think Evan Mobley goes up against Paolo, but we need somebody for Franz because Franz been balling. I mean, that dude been scoring. He like 27 or better.
And we hate him here in Cleveland.
No, it's his brother.
That's his
we
brother
hate.
who's
We
out
hate his
for
brother.
Yeah, right, we hate the brother.
But Franz been balling lately, even more than Paolo has been for the last since they came back from All-Star break. So I think from a size standpoint, you have to have Hunter on him because of the fact that the guy is 6'10". And he's the closest thing we got. That was the reason why you brought
Jared
him here.
Allen can't?
No, because he plays center. Franz handles the rock. So it's a big difference
true.
there.
Yeah,
You're not
you're
about to have – he will probably make Jared Allen look bad. So I think that for that situation right there, you will need to use DeAndre Hunter more tonight just for Franz because if you don't, he could go for 27, 28 points.
The only reason DeAndre Hunter ain't playing right now is in the starting lineup is because they're trying to massage the shoulders of Max Strus. They don't want to do him like that. His boys is out of here. They got rid of Niang and Karis LeVert. He been starting since he came back. Now you trade the dude. He come in and get all the minutes. I got to come off the bench. So, look, if it's they're trying to just slow play this thing and say, okay, listen, we're gonna keep that Max Drew start. But as we get closer and closer to that date where we got to start playing playoff basketball, where you're gonna see lineups like this, and you're gonna see guys that are dynamic on the wings. You no longer have the luxury of saying we're just going to massage your shoulders, because you in playoffs every possession counts. So you can say, oh, it's about who ends the game. No, it's not. It's about stopping people every possession if you can. And DeAndre Hunter in the starting lineup gives you the best opportunity to punch one of those teams in the mouth and not let people get going.
So you think he's going to play more tonight?
I definitely think he's going to play more tonight. All right, so that's the
majority opinion, so I think I've been swayed here. Tyvus brought up in particular a good point on Wagner. I wasn't thinking of him as a ball handler. Shows that I don't know enough about the Orlando Magic. Good job out of you guys.
He's like that. Him and Paulo is like the main ball handler.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of him as a big guy.
Because he's 6'10", but no, that's what makes him and Paulo so good, because they're 6'10", but they are like the ball handlers. And Paulo, some people calling him a young Melo. They say like he played like bully ball like Melo. So
does he not pass also?
But Carmelo's 6'8".
First of all,
he's 6'10".
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's Carmelo. I'm just saying his style of play, like he like to bully like undersized people like Melo did. That's what I'm saying. So please don't, because I know how y'all get. Oh, you just can't. He's Carmelo. That's not what I said. He bullies people like Carmelo, so Evan has to play him tonight.
I never saw one player dominate college basketball more than Carmelo Anthony.
I was watching some of his old March Madness highlights the other day. He was a monster.
You mean Cooper Flagg ain't doing that?
Nope.
Kevin Durant didn't dominate college basketball.
Carmelo Anthony just was
Do you know who had a sneaky, incredible one season in college? Michael Beasley at Kansas State.
What you mean, sneaky? Michael Beasley. What you talking about?
Michael, do you know what Michael Beasley did at Kansas State?
No, I have no idea.
So it's sneaky then. Don't come at me saying it's not sneaky.
Michael Beasley.
But that's more recently. I don't. Until this year, I haven't been that into college basketball.
Michael Beasley is easily one of the
When
most.
Did he go second or third?
Second.
He was one pick behind Derrick Rose.
Hey, this dude.
What are you talking about?
He might be one of the most skilled basketball players ever.
Beasley? Yeah, he
wasn't good in the pros.
Which makes no sense, because he could do everything. He literally did everything.
So why was he not good in the NBA?
Some people can't conform to a system.
Because
mental.
Mental.
Real quick before I give it back to DeAndre, what do you think? Or what do you remember Michael Beasley's stat line being, G? In college.
I remember Michael Beasley getting like 26 and like 11.
Yeah.
Close. 26.2, 12.5 rebounds, shot 54% from the floor and 39% from three.
It was a monster in Manhattan.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
So you think Hunter's eventually going to be in the starting lineup?
Yes,
I don't.
I don't either. Mike, what do you think?
I think it's about who they play. I think it's about the matchup. If it's the Celtics, 100% he's in the starting lineup. If it's Milwaukee, no.
I need him to be, and the reason I think so is this. I get that you want Strus to be in their lineup, but ask yourself, what does Max Strus do better than Hunter?
Shoot.
That's not true.
It's not?
No. Look at the 3-point splits.
There are things he does better, but it's shooting. I would say it's different level of shooting, but they're pretty similar in terms of shooting.
Flow of the offense.
It's a push.
Flow of the offense.
What does that mean?
Like he just
Tyvus is right.
He in rhythm. Like he knows how to run the sets and do all that. Go through the screens.
So
that's his game.
That's experience. So he's been in the system playing with these dudes for years.
Listen, stop trying to put Hunter in the starting line. It is fine. First of all, the starting lineup is overrated. Strus is gonna play the first 3 to 4 minutes. Boom, they gonna call timeout. Hunter's gonna come in the game, and there it is.
Here, let me tell you.
And on top of that, you got a natural chemistry with Ty Jerome. Obviously, those two out there together, it's been great. Why would you mess that up?
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna get to this. Don't act like
the starting lineup is overrated in the NBA.
Do not act like this is my problem. Y'all ain't got you have no choice to come out here and be like, oh, we're better than the Celtics, but we're not playing all the best people. Stop it. If you want to beat the Celtics, you better get your mind ready now.
Wait a minute. Before you go, I said against the Celtics, he's in the starting lineup. I said it depends. It depends on who they play.
Well, Mike, let me ask you this.
There we go.
So G thinks Hunter's going to be in the starting lineup for the playoffs. Tyvus thinks only against the Celtics.
It's matchup. It's whoever they play.
I think it is matchup dependent, and here's why. The one thing that Strus does better than Hunter with the core 4G
pass
is He is a better passer. That
Flow
Yeah.
the offense.
But Hunter works best when he has space to drive. And the Cavs do have spacing. And do not misconstrue me saying they don't have spacing when both Mobley and Allen are in. But when those two are in, the spacing is not as prevalent as it is when Hunter's at the 4. And I think in the perfect lineup for the Cavs, or not the perfect lineup, but where they're at their best, Hunter's actually at the 4. Because he can shoot, he can take bigger guys off the dribble, and he wants to attack. He's really good at getting to the lane. We've seen in his 5 games already with Cleveland, his self-creation is better than I even thought it was in Atlanta. He's shown things that probably were there the whole time. I just didn't watch enough Atlanta to really understand and grasp. But he's really good at getting to the paint. He leads the Cavs in free throw attempts per game. Why? Because he can drive, attack, and draw that contact and finish that contact. It's harder, and there's less space for him to do that when he's with the 2 bigs, which is why I think, at least for now, Kenny's very comfortable bringing him off the bench with Ty Jerome as best friends, as college champions together, to lead that second unit when they take out either Darius or Donovan and whatever big they take out, because it allows more spacing for those two to be creators as opposed to fitting into the rest of the flow of the offense. Now, when they play a team like the Celtics, I do think DeAndre has to be in the starting lineup because you can't afford to get down 13-4 in the first 4 or 5 minutes like they did in the first match
run you out
Boston,
the building.
Right.
where they hunted out Max Strus in those switches.
Right.
So there are certain matchups where I'm all for
But that's
putting DeAndre Hunter in
Are
the
they
starting
really
lineup.
the only team that you're worried about that situation?
Yes.
I'm worried significantly more about Boston in those situations
Yeah.
than I am anyone else.
Who are you next worried about? Oklahoma City? Memphis?
No, to be
Knicks?
honest with
You talking about in the Eastern?
No, whatever.
To be truthful,
Finals?
it's the Magic. The Knicks can
The
play
Magic?
The Knicks can
A
play big
4
lineup.
with Jalen Suggs
Yeah.
out there, the Magic would worry
So
me.
against the Magic in the playoffs, who's starting?
Hunter.
Okay.
I would go with Strus until I realized
Hunter.
I had to change it. Then I
Make-
The
make-
Magic are
make-
not a good offensive team, so
make
I don't think
Nuggets
you're
one-
worried
make
about
Magic
it.
are
They
the
gonna
worst offensive team in
ISO
basketball.
Strus,
Bro.
and it's a wrap.
Hey, listen,
It's a wrap.
in the playoffs, there is no prisoners. They gonna look at. They say, "Who's starting?" Him. And on top
Yeah.
of it, Bull, you gotta remember,
Yeah.
if they switching everything, think about the difference between switching with Darius Garland
Yeah.
and Strus and Darius Garland and Hunter.
Yeah.
But the
listen,
difference with the Magic, though, G, real quick,
Yeah.
is you can switch and you get help off the Magic because they can't shoot threes.
Right,
No
that's
one
the
on their
thing.
That's
team
a
can
big.
shoot
That's
threes.
a,
So
that is
with
a
Orlando,
big
you
point.
can live with some of those
Yeah.
switches against
Hunt-
Boston. It's a lot more
I
difficult.
will say, whatever the starting lineup is, Hunter's going to play 30-plus minutes in the playoffs.
I agree. Yeah.
Every game.
100%.
Right? Unless
Yes.
it's a blowout or something like that. But like in any competitive game, Hunter's got to be right up there with the core 4 in terms of minutes. I mean, he's going to play at worst the 5th most minutes behind those guys.
And I'll give it a benefit of the doubt like this
Yeah.
too, though. I don't know, and I would love for you to ask them this question when you go to the Cavs or when you're at the game. Maybe DeAndre Hunter's been coming off the bench all year, right?
Yeah, maybe he's comfortable that way.
Maybe because he started the first game he played, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, he started because Strus was out.
okay,
Right.
So
He was not going to start if Strus played that game.
Right.
Kenny
So-
told us that from the get-go.
So maybe they've already had a conversation, and he said, "Look, I'm not. I prefer to come off the bench. I'm a little more comfortable that way."
Right.
Right. Maybe he said that. So I don't know all the. I would love for you to ask him that question, but in terms of when Boston game come around, we don't care what you're comfortable with. You going to play, dog.
Gee, Kenny's been asked that before. Like, Joe Varden actually asked him on, what was the last game? Sunday before the game against the Grizzlies.
Uh huh.
He said, I know for now we got 6 weeks before the end of the regular season. Do you feel confident that Strus is going to be your starter for the rest of the regular season? And his answer was, the numbers with Strus in the starting lineup are incredible. And it's a big enough sample size that it's not just, it's 3-4 games and we've been really good. It's a big enough sample size that we feel comfortable with that lineup. But nothing's set in stone. And I'm still trying to figure out our rotations, which goes back to kind of the way I think about it as they like Strus in the starting lineup. He fits with the core 4 well. He doesn't need a ton of shots. He runs the offense, and he's a really good facilitator within the offense, not necessarily as a come off a pick and roll and pass to a big, but just a guy who keeps the offense moving, constant motion, which allows other guys to get open. And Kenny said nothing's set in stone. So if we have to change because of a certain matchup, we can pivot to DeAndre Hunter and feel really comfortable about it.
If they continue to have success in those first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, whatever it is, he's probably going to just keep sticking with it. It'll be interesting because was it Friday they play Boston?
Now, that's the game I'm really curious to see how they go.
Yeah.
I am too.
I wonder what, I'm assuming he'll since it's still the regular season, he'll start
Is
Strus on
it?
Friday.
Is that
and then-
game home or away?
It's in Boston.
In
It's
Boston.
the
That's
final
it.
game
TD
of the
matchup.
series.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
They got to win
Yeah.
that game.
No,
I'm actually. I'm sure y'all we're talking probably more later in the week, but Evan, you come on now.
That's the only team now, you know, I
Chris,
mean,
KP got at you now. I
we were
need
just
you to, you know what I'm saying?
saying, yesterday, it's really, at this point, the only players you're worried about against him, and they're important, is really Porzingis and Giannis.
Yeah.
I don't care about Embiid because they're done, don't matter.
I don't know what
but
they got
Giannis
going on.
and Porzingis are the only that's the final hurdles for Evan Mobley, are playing well against those two guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see what.
Evan could bang with Giannis.
I mean, he can.
He listen.
Yeah,
Evan-
Porzingis is
the way
the big
the
one.
way Evan been playing this
He's
year
been playing.
is
He's been-
I'm fairly confident that Evan can
But-
go up against anybody.
But the last
The
game
Porzingis thing, it caught him off. That was the first time he
that
ever
was his
played him.
worst game of the year.
But that was the first time he ever played
That's true.
Porzingis, though. Like,
That's
he
true.
didn't know.
No, Porzingis was in the game earlier this year.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Was
yeah.
he?
Yeah, he was.
And he was,
Pretty sure
he was just coming back,
He had just
though.
come back from injury, I think.
Yeah,
hadn't played
like
a lot.
2 days.
Porzingis is
But
different.
still, it does feel like the final hurdle for him.
Yeah, if he,
Yeah.
I need to see it. I got to see it.
I'm not
first.
worried. I've always said it. I'm not worried about Donovan Mitchell against the Celtics.
No.
I'm not worried about Evan against the Celtics.
I
The
am.
person I'm worried about
Darius?
against the Celtics is Darius Garland. Them-
Because of the defense.
that matchup that
Yeah.
Drew Holiday and
doesn't-
Derek White be giving him buckets, and they be shutting him down low key on defense. So
Let me go look at
How
the
did he
last.
play? How did
what was
I know
what
the first
Darius
game Darius was
had?
bad against those guys.
The second and third games, he was much better. The first game, 3 of 21.
Yeah.
You're not going to win.
Yeah, I remember that
21.
and
He
he's
is,
had a great year. He's had a great year,
Yeah.
in my
Garland
opinion.
is TBD tonight, though. So I want to ask you guys real quick before we
Yeah.
move on. If he does not play, I do not expect him to
the
play.
last game.
Right.
But that's my guess. I have no inside.
Yeah,
I
right.
would not expect him to play tonight.
Yeah.
We saw what Ty Jerome did on Sunday in his absence. We talked at length about Ty Jerome yesterday.
You said it was a
biggest
league
clip of the
pass
day yesterday.
moment.
It was a league pass moment from Ty Jerome. Tyvis, you weren't here, so let me start with this. Let me start with you on this. If DG does not play and Jerome has to play 25, 30 minutes again in his absence, do you expect him to give another, maybe not 26, 5, and 4 performance, but another starting caliber point guard performance from the Cavs' proverbial sixth man right now?
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Earl the Pearl for calling this because he's seen this before anybody ever did. Ty Jerome, isn't he mixed?
I don't know.
We've been trying to invite him to the cookouts.
I think he's mixed. I think McNuggets told me he's mixed. That has nothing to do with this conversation. It was random.
Ty is mixed, by the way.
But anyways,
Oh, it definitely matters now. Because he's doing all this. Look, he's doing all. He got.
but he a quiet guy. though.
Ty Jerome's parents are Mark Jerome and Melanie Walker. He has 2 brothers and 2 sisters. His mother is white, American, and his father is a biracial African American. So
Okay,
his father.
his father's mixed.
Yeah.
So he's a quarter black. That's what they call
Yeah,
it.
he got good hair. He got
Yeah.
good hair. But hey, listen, now,
He got good hair.
Now I know why the swag is hit. Now I know why
By the way,
swag.
both his parents played in college.
I am
Oh, wow.
totally confident in Ty Jerome going out there being the one or running the point because I think he's exactly what you want in case of an absence of Darius Garland. He's a guy that's comfortable with running the offense. This is a guy that can score at a high clip, and when he's high, he's like a J.R. Smith. When he's feeling it, like it's nothing you can really do. And he can be streaky at times, but man, he gets that crowd and that team going. And that's what you need. That's what makes him so great off the bench is because when things aren't going well, you need that spark. Obviously, if he has to move into a starting role, obviously Donovan will probably handle the ball more, but I think he's earned the trust from everybody on that team that, like, listen, I can bring the ball up, I can run the floor of the offense, I can score, I can defend, I can do all these things. So I'm totally fine with Ty Jerome. I expect to see nothing lower. At least he's at the minimum, I see 15 points a game from him when he's in the starting role. So I'm good with Ty Jerome. Darius can take his time.
Man, look, you're not this. Once again, this ain't a luxury. I want to repeat. I know we got this nice shiny record, but when it gets to these playoffs, these teams gonna ratchet this intensity up, and players is gonna step it up. Superstars step it up a little level. And for you to win a championship, you're going to need your role guys to step up. So this ain't a luxury. Ty Jerome has to play this way. He has
Oh, yeah.
to. He has to play this way. I'm glad he's getting these minutes right now because I want him used to shooting. I want him used to being confident that when he come in the game, he understand what the assignment is, and he's gonna come in and be comfortable with that type of assignment. So, yeah, I need him to get his life together, which he's been balling. Dean Wade, I know he just came back. He's been shooting bricks lately. Dean, come on, get back in the rotation. Isaac Okoro. I see you've been going to the rack a little bit. I need you to get that jumper back together.
Yeah,
he
missed a couple.
You've been shooting bricks lately. Like, don't act like we could just ride this core four into Boston and these other teams, and we just going. Yeah, Mobley still has to be the. Just because we say Evan Mobley has to be the best guy does not mean that gives everybody else an excuse. Nah, y'all gonna have to ball out. Like, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Tom got.
And Okoro better get it together because that green dude just sitting there. He got his shoes laced up.
Right.
And if you keep missing them shots,
I do have one of the guys who works as a producer on my podcast is from New Orleans. He's a Pelicans fan. I asked him about Green. He doesn't think much of him. He's a big college sports fan, so he thinks Okoro's better. But yeah, he's close enough. You're right. If Okoro doesn't get his act together. Here's the thing, though, G. To your point, I agree with you because the Cavs are where they are, which is the best record in basketball. Not because of one guy, two guys, or four guys. It's because of an entire team effort.
Yep.
Who's having a bad season for the Cavs?
Nobody.
Isaac Okoro.
Is he having a bad? I mean, he is what he is. I don't think he's having a bad season.
He just got injured.
Before he got hurt, he was shooting like 40%.
Right, but overall for the season, everybody on the Cavs is either playing better than expected or as expected. I would say, right? There's nobody, not one guy on this team
I got a challenge
that is playing worse than you would have expected.
I got a challenge.
Maybe you could argue Okoro, but I wouldn't say that. I think he's playing exactly how I expected him to play. And Strus playing like I expected. Guys, and that's got to continue. You can't, when we get to the playoffs, when the lights are brightest, we can't have half the team slide backwards. They're going to lose.
Showing them graphics. Showing them graphics. Look at the bench scoring between the Celtics and the Cavs.
Yeah.
The Cavs have 8 bench points, and you got the Celtics getting 45, 50
they're
points.
going home.
You got Pritchard and them dudes coming off the bench. They have to outplay those guys.
Right. And their guys are battle-tested in the playoffs.
So I'm excited these couple games. I like the size that the Magic have. They're going to be physical. And then I like that you got to go from that to the Celtics. We're going to see. These are the games that we are looking forward to seeing what the Cavs are. Because if the Cavs can put – this is about just letting the Celtics know, hey, listen, y'all can't lean on that championship pedigree. You're going to have to figure this out this year.
I have – to go back to the initial question, I have total faith in Ty Jerome. Like, I wouldn't want him to be playing 35 minutes a night, every night. But when he has to do it every so often – I believe in him. He's given you every reason to believe in him this year.
He's the new, and we talked about the comparison between that 16 Cavs team and this team, and he's like the Delhi, right?
But even better.
But he's better than Delhi.
Yeah.
Remember, I don't know what Delhi. I don't know. I mean, Delhi just. I don't know. He got reincarnated as somebody else when he was playing. He was playing outside of his mind. Yeah. To your point, that's not the same with Ty Jerome. People I feel like Ty Jerome. That's in him. That's it. That's his
Ty
game.
Jerome has the Delhi effort.
Yes.
But he's more talented.
Yes.
I mean, it's unbelievable. It's one of the best stories in the league.
I still don't.
Where is he on the 6-man ranking?
Ty Jerome?
Second, I think, or third.
No, he's not close.
No, you said in terms of Vegas.
Yeah, not close.
Because
who's the favorite?
Peyton Pritchard and DeAndre Hunter 1-2.
Okay.
And then there's a mix of guys, but it's a pretty steep. They're
all in the same. You said he was third.
I did. I went back and looked, and he's technically fifth, but there's a giant drop off between two.
Yeah,
I got you.
And they're all
So Peyton Pritchard is favored to win the 6-man of the year award?
Yes.
Okay.
Now look,
we're gonna talk a little bit about Cavs awards later in the show. So.
Yeah, Hunter can win that award. He just need to
Keep playing off the bench.
That might, is there a bonus for that?
Now all of a sudden,
I'm thinking like, if he got a bonus, I could understand him going to no.
There's
You know what's
bonuses
wild?
for DPOY, MVP, stuff like that. So there could be a bonus for that.
Did you guys see what's his name on Memphis? Who's Defensive Player of the Year? Maybe
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Jaren Jackson. So obviously Wemby was going to win Defensive Player of the Year before he got hurt. Jaren Jackson Jr. now is when he's eligible after this year, I believe, for a max extension. If he wins Defensive Player of the Year, I think he can make up to like $100 million more, maybe more than that.
You know, Mobley is in the same situation.
If he wins Defensive Player of the Year,
Yes, or makes All NBA, and we can explain that.
well, but he just signed an extension though.
But in all these extensions,
yeah,
it's not a dollar amount. It's tied to the percentage of the cap. Oh. So if Mobley wins DPOY,
so his contract goes up.
yes. It's funny. The Cavs actually would love Evan to finish. They want him to win.
It's actually better for the
It's
Cavs
better
for
if-
him not to win the
or make All NBA.
That's bad.
Where
If
is
he wins
he?
DPOY, the percentage of his cap hit goes from 25% to 30% of the cap.
That's bad. That's a bit. The NBA needs to fix that. We shouldn't be
Wait
rooting
a minute.
against Evan Mobley winning.
Are we talking about that right now? Because I think that's
No, we'll get to it later.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
just, Jason wrote an article on it. It's actually worth. He wrote it last week.
Jason
The Cavs-
working, man. It makes me
The,
smile.
the Cavs
Back in his
really
bag.
would love for Mobley not to win or make All NBA, which is crazy because they would love for him to do it.
That's just so
but it's
stupid.
a backward system.
It's
so
a terrible system.
we'll
Go
talk
ahead.
to more Cavs in a sec. Tonight, by the way, we're doing a live Cavs post-game show after the Cavs Magic game on the YouTube page. Jason will not be with me. He's at the Combine. He'll be talking to some NFL coaches, scouts, general managers. He'll probably be housing 3 porterhouses at St. Elmo's and eating the spicy cocktail sauce.
Place
He will not
overrated.
be with us, but we will have a live instant reaction stream to the Cavs Magic game tonight. So make sure you guys tune in. It will start as soon as the final buzzer blows. So about 10 o'clock will be my guess. We'll go for half an hour. Make sure you guys tune in, hang out, and let's talk some Cavs tonight.
St. Elmo's overrated.
I
I actually agree.
Hey, have you ever been to this place called Peter Luger's?
Of course.
Pretty
Where,
good.
where is that at?
It's one of those restaurants that was always great, and over the years it's kind of gone downhill a little bit. It's still good, but it's overpriced.
I've been watching some.
It's in Brooklyn.
I've been watching some of these little
Cooking shows? Yeah.
Like
It's a very famous place, old school.
and they got a lot of branches off too. A lot of people that work there branched off and did their thing. Okay.
It was my grandmother's favorite restaurant, so we used to go there once a year.
Wow. Yeah, they kind of that's dope.
Great place. Go ahead.
All right, we're going to talk some NFL draft, but not quarterbacks for this
Oh.
discussion. A couple weeks ago, maybe a week or two ago, Jay gave us a take that he is all on the Abdul Carter bandwagon. He should be the pick at 2. That's how it should go. And we got a ton of replies to that tweet. We got a ton of replies to that tweet.
Yeah.
All echoing a similar sentiment. So I'm going to show you guys
A lot of
5
draft
replies.
experts out there.
These are just 5 fans of the show. We appreciate
Yeah.
everyone who tweets at us, who replied to that tweet from the UCSS account about Abdul Carter. First one comes from Sean Beardrow. No thanks to Abdul Carter. Too small. Don't need a new Barkevius Mingo.
Barkevius. I thought you said these people all agreed with him.
No, these similar sentiment in their replies.
Oh.
They all agree on some part of Abdul Carter.
Aha.
Number 2 is from Edgar. Abdul Carter looks too small than what his measurements indicate. I don't know if that plays a factor, and if we draft him, if he would be an outside linebacker, not a defensive end. Bruce said, ridiculous. Abdul Carter's too small for a 4-3 defensive end. He'll be a situational pass rusher in a 4-3 defense. No way at number 2. Chris said, Abdul Carter too small to play end in a 4-3 defense. And Triple Double Twin says, yeah, let's replace Myles Garrett with Abdul Carter, who is 2 inches shorter and 30 pounds smaller. He'll be a better replacement for Myles Garrett.
By the
Which
way,
made me curious.
Nobody's saying he'd be better than Myles Garrett. That's silly, but go ahead.
So I see all those tweets.
Yeah.
I go, okay, well, how big is Abdul Carter? So I went to ESPN. He will measure in at the Combine this week, so we will get some official measurements on Abdul Carter. But I was curious because when I watched him, that wasn't the first thing that came to my mind.
Right.
According to ESPN, Abdul Carter is listed, and this is the same as the Penn State website, at 6'3", 251, which made me think, is that too small for a 4-3 defensive end?
Really?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. That's his. Do you know
that's pretty small?
Well, hold on.
Currently, that's my measurements today.
You're not 251.
Today.
You're 251?
251.
Hold on.
I
Before
couldn't
we get to
believe it.
Tyvus's
Yeah, all right.
Man.
I then looked up, okay, what are some of the other pass rushers in the NFL with similar measurements? These are the guys I found.
Oh.
Will Anderson. These are all ESPN height and weight.
Right.
6'4", 243. TJ Watt, 6'4", 252. Max Crosby, 6'5", 255. Micah Parsons, 6'3", 245. Nolan Smith, who just won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, 6'2", 235. And Von Miller, 6'3", 250.
They're all listed at linebackers.
ESPN
Yeah, they're all
measurements.
pass rushers, though.
But he's an edge,
Yeah.
however you want to categorize that. Is this being blown out of proportion that he may be too small? G, you played the position, defensive line. Tyvus, he's your size, but a little different shape than you. Is this something we should be worried about at all, G, or is this just simply fans trying to convince themselves?
I done went from the secondary to my hand in the dirt.
So that's
Damn,
crazy.
Tyvus, you could play D-line right now.
So I'm gonna give this and so I can come off, and I don't want to sound like I'm hating on nothing.
No, man.
To give you a good, concise, the way this works is, if you got Micah Parsons or you got Abdul Carter or one of those guys on the edge, you guys have to realize that to run those characters, those are outside pass rushers. All the guys that you've mentioned right there, all those guys, you go look at who they have in the interior. If you have a guy like this, you got to have a Hayward. Hayward is patrolling the middle. On the other side, there's in Pittsburgh, you got another defense. Highsmith is another guy. Even with Myles Garrett, look at the Browns' defensive lineman. Tomlinson is a bigger nose tackle. For you to draft a guy like that that's 250, you're asking him to get after the quarterback, disrupt. Also, you're looking for him to look. Sometimes they'll ask him to drop into coverage a little bit too, but most of the time he's just going to be a rush guy. So you have to think, is he a 3-down lineman? Is he a guy that you could put out there that is going to play on base downs where there's a 2 tight end sets or a fullback or different things like that? And is he going to be stout enough to take on double teams and to do certain things? Let's just be clear. We asked Myles Garrett to be more of a guy in the run game. And Myles Garrett is 6'5", 285.
But most of those guys are 3-down.
So when you
players, no?
again, who Max Crosby? Who do you have inside with Max Crosby for Vegas?
Nobody.
Christian Wilkins.
Christian Wilkins.
Is he any good?
What?
They just signed him to a giant contract.
Yes. When you look at all of these guys have people that have defensive tackles that are going to take up blocks.
They do? All of them?
Listen, when you look you name me a guy. Will Anderson, 6'2", 243, right?
Yeah.
Who else do the Texans have on their line?
They got the dude Daniel Hunter.
But he's an edge. He's not interior.
Yeah, he's not.
You talking about as a D tackle?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
So
Yeah, they don't have a standout D
I don't know.
tackle.
but here's another thing I'm going to say. You also need, if you're going to get
Tim Settle was their best defensive tackle.
how big is he?
How big is Tim Settle?
Everybody's got big guys at defensive tackle.
Tim Settle's 6'3", 315.
So here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you got a pass rusher and you want to get a pass rusher, you're going to need things to go along with it. People think that you could put a small pass rusher out there and say, go get somebody. That's not it. You're going to need D tackles that are able to eat blocks up. You're going to need more. You're going to need bigger guys at linebacker to help stop the run. And if I'm going to draft a pass rusher, you need to have another pass rusher as well to minimize the effects of somebody double teaming you. That's why Myles Garrett is like, yo, find me somebody else.
What do you mean, Mike Hall?
He's undersized too.
Yeah, but he still
But
requires a double team because his pass rush is so good.
I don't think the size is that. I wouldn't not draft him because of his size.
It's not like he can't be effective. I've already said Abdul Carter is going to be a good player. He's going to give you the sacks. He's probably going to get you 8 sacks this year. He's going to be disruptive. I think he is Michael Parsons a little bit too.
Barkevius Mingo was not bad because he was too small. He was bad because he was not good.
He was not.
You know what's interesting is that you sat there and gave this whole Harvard speech about having a D tackle, but if they went and selected Mason Graham, you would be in an uproar.
That's true.
Yeah, I would. The pick isn't worth that. If you want to talk about how there's nobody available as a quarterback for a number two pick, and you trying to tell me Mason Graham, let me just give y'all this.
You know Mason Graham. You know that he's probably going to be a Pro Bowler.
It don't matter. You have 8 Pro Bowl D tackles.
I'm just telling you.
You could have 10. I'm on the Adam Bull train with this. If you're building a team, I'm done with it. I'm not gonna do it no more. I've been. You take a look at some of my comments a year before. Oh, let's go get this person, or let's get this guy, or maybe you could just hand the ball to Nick Chubb 100 times. Or no, I've seen the light. If you drafted a defensive tackle, I played the position. You're gonna affect maybe 5 to 6 plays that whole game. At best, 5 to 6. 5 to 6 at best. And if you're a D tackle,
5 or 6
we can double team you. We can cut you. And if you're a defensive tackle and you're not a pass rusher, you won't even get them 6 plays. You might have 3.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Aaron Donald kind of affected I wouldn't say it was.
Yeah, but
5
how
to
many Aaron
6.
Donalds are there?
I'm just saying he making it. He said if you a defensive tackle, you only gonna change 5 to 6 plays. Aaron Donald should not. He changed much more than 5 to 6 plays.
They're very rare.
But watch this. Where did Aaron Donald get taken?
Late in the first, right?
No, it was 12th. One pick before.
Well, 12, not 2.
So
it was either 12th or 13th. One of those.
Thank you.
Okay, Ndamukong Suh.
Guess what? And he wasn't worth that pick.
What?
He wasn't.
I agree with him.
What did he win? They didn't do anything.
What do you
till they got
mean?
Stafford.
What do you mean?
They drafted. Watch this. They drafted him and Nick Fairley. What did they win?
Now, Nick Fairley, that was a shame.
Bull.
Nick Fairley.
Nothing.
They had Megatron. They had Ndamukong Suh. Nick Fairley. What did they win?
Nick Fairley did. Nick Fairley wasn't Nick Fairley. Like
They
at
didn't win a
Auburn,
playoff
Nick Fairley was crazy. In the league, Nick
Watch
Fairley
this.
wasn't Nick
They
Fairley.
drafted Ziggy Ansah too high.
Yeah, he was.
Here's
nothing.
He was supposed to be
By
that
the way, I'm going to finally go on record
Thank you.
and say that none of this conversation matters because they need to draft Cam Ward. So
Wait a minute. Let me answer the question before you go.
Is he too small?
To answer your question, no. Because the thing about the combine is they measure all these things, but they don't measure the passion and the heart of the player. If he got some dog in him, it doesn't matter if he's 6 feet. He will be fine. So the size thing doesn't mean anything to me. Because Michael Parsons was literally the same guy coming out of college, and this man put his hand on the ground. He lines up inside, outside, and still make plays. So if he's got a motor and he got some dog in him, all that the measurements means nothing to me.
And so let me ask you, what's the best case scenario for him next year? You think?
What do you mean?
Production-wise, team success.
He looks like he's probably an 8 or 9 sack type of guy, depending on where he goes. Team success, obviously, we know that doesn't
get a bad team.
Yeah.
Again, the reason Penn State did not perform well, and Penn State got a crazy defensive line.
They ain't got no receivers.
They have no receivers and no quarterback.
Well, I mean, listen,
it's universal. It's very easy to see.
No receivers.
I mean, based on that, you can only draft a quarterback.
But here's the thing. Based on that, that is the truth. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
If you do not have a quarterback, all these other picks they are luxury
According
picks.
to every expert, if you don't get Cam Ward, then there's no point in drafting
I think there's become a divide between Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. I say that from the people that are not just random mock drafters, but Greg Cosell was a big eye-opener for me because he's right more often than anybody. And just a couple of people I spoke to over this past weekend, because I don't know enough, but everybody's telling people that I trust are saying Cam Ward.
So if you feel
clearly,
that, if you feel that way, and the Tennessee Titans select Cam Ward, what do you do it to?
I probably still take Sanders, even though I don't love it. The problem, my feeling now on Sanders.
I think a lot of people think that take Abdul and then, because if Sanders and the rest of them ain't gonna be this great quarterback, then take Abdul and then take the quarterback at 33.
My feeling on Sanders now is that, like with Cam, I feel like Cam Ward's got way more upside than Shedeur Sanders. And again, this is not me doing analysis, but listening to the right people. That Cam Ward's got more, like Cam Ward's got a chance to be special.
Okay.
Whereas Shedeur's more likely to just be solid NFL quarterback. And you can't win a Super Bowl with solid NFL quarterback, not in this current AFC. So
here's the
that's
way
how I see it. I could certainly be wrong.
I've watched his games. I've watched the tapes. I've watched all 22 stuff.
For who?
For both of them. Cam Ward, I do believe, is slightly better than him because of his arm talent.
His arm
but
talent,
but when it comes to diagnosing, reading, and reacting, I think Shedeur Sanders is way better than him.
Yeah.
When it comes to
Which may be the most important thing. So now let's take Shedeur Sanders.
But no,
I'll take it either way.
In general, I don't know if Cam's going to be great or Shedeur's going. I'm not pounding the drum. What I am pounding the drum for is this. All of this like pivoting and trying to take this other guy instead of. Man, cut that out. Listen, if you guys want to win and be serious about winning, guess what? You got to have a quarterback. And every other team has gone through this. You know, the Eagles drafted Carson Wentz, right? He flamed out. They got right back on the podium and was like, give me Jalen Hurts. Let me figure this out.
It used to be, back in the day, if you drafted a quarterback in the first round and you blew it, you were screwed for 5 years.
You were done.
That's not the case anymore.
That's not it.
Because they draft one the very next year.
We saw that with
Kyler Murray
and Kyler Murray.
If you can't have 2 down defensive tackles, and I've heard this before, and I always give people these rebuttals, but they don't even answer what you're saying. Remember,
I think
when we had Tyvis, when we had Danny Shelton and Cam Irving.
Yeah.
And you took them in both first-round picks. What the hell is that? Go ahead. Go ahead. Just go. Yeah. I want you to talk.
Wait a minute.
Go
First
ahead.
of all, why you got to bring them into this?
Because there's a thought process that linemen don't bust.
This is the thing.
Because you
nonsense.
Because you don't know what they do.
I think this is where I think that I'm trying to put myself in the front office mindset.
All right.
Because it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff to process. And I think they'll look at it like this. 2 years ago, same roster, didn't have a quarterback, but had a successful season.
Unsustainable.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Fast forward to this season, they still didn't have a quarterback, but why did we go from, 11-win team to a 3-win team? It's because the defense took a step back, right?
Right, 2 steps back.
Right.
Yeah.
So they probably think to ourselves, if we don't love a quarterback, if we can't get Cam Ward because we think Cam Ward is the only guy that can be this star, then we need to get back to at least having our defense. Because at the end of the day, we got to have something to get us at least 9 wins or something like that to keep our jobs. So let's build the defense back up to what it once was. We letting Kevin call the plays again. He's already shown that give him a decent quarterback, he can make some things happen. I think maybe that's I'm not saying that's what they're thinking. I'm just saying if they thought that, I can understand why they thought that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. Yeah. I'm just saying that is a thought. Like, okay. If we can't get Cam Ward and we don't think Shedeur is going to be the guy, we could boost our defense back up, and that could get us 9 to 10 wins and get us back at least close.
What are the odds of that happening?
Slim to none. But I mean, listen, if you miss on the quarterback, you're in the same boat anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of quarterbacks, we got another quarterback conversation to have. Mike's going to set it up. Go ahead.
And I just want to mention before we do that Mel Kiper Jr. put out his second mock draft this morning. Oof. He had Cam Ward going 2 to the Browns. And he had Abdul Carter going 1 to Tennessee.
By the way, if the Browns have to trade up to 1 to get Cam Ward, I'd do it.
They thought it was.
Did we have that conversation?
If they thought it was
I don't
good.
think you were there, but we did that conversation. Guys, we're going to talk quarterbacks in a sec, but a reminder that tickets are now on sale for the second UCSS comedy show, March 28th. It's a Friday night, 9:30 at Pickwick and Frolic, a.k.a. Hilarities on East 4th. We have put the ticket link in the chat. It is pinned to the top. We've already gotten a bunch of people reach out to us, tell us they are coming. We hope to see every single one of you there, whether you can make it in person. We'll try to get some highlights up. We didn't really do highlights last time. But you should come in person, come hang out with us. All the money we raise from this, all the ticket proceeds go to the Northeast Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Ohio. So it's going to a good cause. But come hang out with us, come have a good time, and we can't wait to see you all.
By the way, I went to the Hilarities website yesterday, and I looked at their calendar. It was really cool because you have all these professional comedians. There's actually a comedian going on at, I think, 6:30 or 7 that night. And then underneath him, it said 9:30 UCSS. It was really cool.
Yeah, so we are
it's very easy to buy tickets. It's a great place, great location. So come on out and join us. We want to fill the place up. I can't wait. My son Aaron and I are up to 5 different subjects for my stand-up. I might bring him up at the end for a minute.
You got a 10-minute maximum, just a heads up.
What do you mean 10-minute maximum?
I think it's a 10-minute max.
I mean, I'm not going to go 10 minutes, but why is there maximums?
So I think Polk has a couple comedians. We got a couple of us. There is a time limit on how long we can go. So
I'm bringing props.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Now-
going to be a whole
Now,
spectrum.
let me ask you this.
I'm bringing tomatoes.
Let me ask you this.
Boo!
Aaron, and this is not just my bias because I've asked other people, maybe they're not being honest with me. I don't know. But I think Aaron does a lot of accents, right? He can do all different. He can do a British accent, Irish, Scottish, French, German, Russian. Anyway, but he does a pretty amazing Donald Trump impression. Can he do that, or is that?
It's up to you.
What you mean?
like
comedy.
It's a comedy
It's
show.
a comedy show. What you
blacks.
listen? What you gonna do now? Listen.
Blacks.
Now does any,
He does the
hold on,
hands,
hold on,
he does
hold
the
on,
lips,
Hold
I mean,
on,
he can do it
hold
all.
on, hold on.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
we do that,
Yeah.
do any of your extended family relatives have government jobs?
No.
Okay, well you're good then.
Yeah.
All right, good. So March 28th, 9 o'clock.
I can't
ticket
wait.
is
It's going to be so
on
much fun.
The YouTube page. It's on the community page.
Yeah.
We'll put it on our Twitter. We'll continue to blast it out, but we hope to seriously see you guys
Yeah.
all there.
Buy
in
tickets
March.
now.
All right, guys. We know the Browns are going to draft a quarterback at some point in this draft. There's a good chance
We
it's
don't
2.
know that for a fact.
If they don't, we will riot.
Yeah.
It's not 2, it'll be 33, or they'll trade up. But I feel pretty confident saying the Browns will leave this draft with at least one rookie quarterback. I asked you guys to text me last night your option of the available free agent quarterbacks. Who would be the best mentor to a rookie quarterback? Not necessarily the best option to play, but the best mentor. Bull, you had mentioned earlier that you wanted Andy Dalton to be the free agent signing at quarterback for the Browns because of what he had done as a mentor for Bryce Young, and he actually spoke last night and said the reason he re-signed in Carolina is him and Bryce had developed an incredible relationship, and he wants to see that through and continue to be that mentor to Bryce as he progresses through his rookie contract. So we'll start with you, Bull. Andy Dalton is not on the board. Who is now your next best option for the Browns if they are looking to sign a quarterback in terms of who will be the best mentor to the rookie they draft?
So it came down to 2 guys for me. One is a guy who played here, and that's Jacoby Brissett. But ultimately, I had him as my backup choice. And my top choice ended up being Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G.
You played with him, right?
Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Jimmy Gunslinger.
From what I hear, from what I've read about him, he's a great teammate.
He is.
And and he has worked well with young players before. And here's the thing. To me, if you ask me, well, who's going to be a quarterback that's a good mentor? I want a guy who realizes he's no longer really a starting quarterback. And Jimmy Garoppolo, he knows the deal. He's not a starting quarterback anymore. He's maybe for a couple of weeks, whatever. He's been through it all. He's been on great teams. He's done a lot of winning. And let's face it, we need some sexier guys here in Cleveland. This is the best-looking man in football.
Dang, he got kind of old a little bit.
But have you ever seen a football player with gray hair look better than Jimmy Garoppolo?
He was getting that though when he was in San Fran.
Oh my God! How much action does that guy get?
Wasn't he dating Lisa Ann?
No, he was doing what was that porn? What's her name? Rochelle Ryan.
Her too?
Was that?
I don't even
he
know
went
who
out
that
on a
is.
date with her.
No, that was Lisa Ann. He went on a date.
No, it
with.
wasn't
Yeah.
Lisa Ann.
Yeah, it was.
My boy Jeff Hireman had Lisa Ann when we was in college though.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Just kicking above his coverage, no?
Jeff?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, Jeff was the
Did he
man.
play in the NFL?
Yeah, he played for the Broncos.
Okay, that's
Wild.
right.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Shout out my boy
So
Jeff.
that's why I'm going with Jimmy Garoppolo. In this exercise, I'm not thinking of who's the best quarterback. I'm thinking of who's going to be the best guy for my young quarterback. Like I said, it was between him and Jacoby, and I just felt like, Jacoby's had some experience on winning teams too, but Jimmy's started more, and he has even more experience than Jacoby. So that's why I ultimately picked Garoppolo over Brissett. And I feel like we've been talking about Jimmy Garoppolo as a Browns quarterback for like 6 years, and now it's finally time for it to happen.
It's funny when you go down the list of these quarterbacks to say who you would have be like a mentor. The Browns done had half of them.
They have.
Like Zappy and Flacco and Winston and Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
And they done had all
Colt
these.
McCoy still backing up? No, I think he's retired finally.
I said in it. I said, listen, they can go back with Jameis Winston or Jacoby Brissett, but it's tough because people. That's the tough position they're in. The fans have already seen that. And when people have already seen it, it's like being in a dunk contest and you go up for your first dunk and you do something crazy, but you miss it. You ain't going to get no 10 the next time that they get up there and you make the dunk. Like, we've already seen you miss that. It's a little bit. So even with Winston, we've seen that. We've seen what Jacoby Brissett is. It's kind of underwhelming because you've seen those two guys here. And with Winston, it's almost like, well, he kind of still wants to play, just like Flacco. Still thinks he can kind of play. So,
But you went with Winston, though.
I would probably end up going with Jameis Winston just because he answers a lot of questions. He diffuses a lot of bombs in the locker room. He does, he really bigs up the starter. He has a way of working with the media where he brings the attention to himself, but not in a way that he's trying to steal the spotlight, if you know what I mean. He's deflecting, he's self-deprecating, he's a little funny. So the atmosphere is a little bit lighter, especially when you have a rookie quarterback, Tyvus, that can struggle a little bit. Jameis Winston can always be a guy that he can speak up a little bit.
All right, Tyvus, who's your guy?
I actually agree with a lot of everything y'all said. I went with Joe Flacco for the simple fact that I know Joe Flacco said he doesn't want to be a mentor, but Joe Flacco would be the perfect mentor. Why? Because he's quite honestly, he might be the only quarterback that Kevin Stefanski ever had outside of Jacoby Brissett and had a good relationship with, that went out there and actually executed. He was also a guy that seen Cleveland at its highest peak. He was also a guy that had the city of Cleveland in the palm of his hands. So what he would do is make sure that guy is ready to go out there. This guy knows how to win. This is the same guy that guys was joking around on the field, got to the lineman's face and made them snap into it and make sure they played. So he had a good command. And we had Stump on, and Stump talked about just the aura that he had, how he had everybody playing above their skis. That's what a rookie quarterback needs to learn how to do, how to be dripping from that aura, how these dudes you know what, dude, when I'm out there with you, bro, I feel like I'm better than Terrell Owens. That's how these receivers got to be. And Joe Flacco has been the only quarterback in that huddle that's made every Browns player feel like they was better than what they were, that made them play over themselves. And whatever he's got, I need him to pour that into a younger guy so he can get that play out of his teammates when he takes over the Rams.
I mean, I like it. It sounds great.
I know it does, doesn't it?
But
I just thought I pulled that out of thin air.
But Joe was like, "No, I'm not mentoring nobody. I ain't that ain't my job." I tried to get him to say that. I said, Joe, if you just say you can mentor Deshaun Watson, but don't even really do it,
no, because Joe ain't
lie. Joe, come on.
I wonder if at this point he'd be more agreeable to that. I don't know. Didn't
Anthony Richardson had a decent relationship.
Yeah, I thought he had a decent relationship with DTR, didn't he?
No,
I don't know.
I don't know about that. Flacco's just said in the past, and he could change with age. You never know. But he basically said, "I'm competing. I want to start. I'm not here to mentor you." Which there's nothing wrong with that. I want to make that clear. But he has come out on record and basically said, "I'm trying to start. I want to play. If it helps, if I help a rookie in the process or a young quarterback in the process, great. But we're competing for the starting job. I'm not here to just get
Is this fair? I'm just
I don't agree that that's great, but okay.
Is this kind of fair?
Yeah.
If I wanted to ask who's the biggest mentor to the quarterback, is it fair for me to be like Stefanski? Like, it is like
he hasn't done an awesome. The only person that's done an awesome job under Kevin Stefanski, as far as going out there, commanding the huddle, doing the things that you want to see, has been Jacoby Brissett and Joe Flacco. But Joe Flacco has had the more success.
Right.
So, why?
I need him
he's the only person. I sat here and told you I think it's some type of communication flaws because of all the mistakes that these quarterbacks make. He's the only one that's at least looked pretty good.
It's like
so he understands what Kevin is saying.
Well, I mean, Baker had his moments.
But
obviously that blew up.
Yeah. But for me, I just want to say, look, you're the captain, you're the leader of the offense. I get that you want to have mentors, right, and people like that. But for, all the others, You need to be like, no, I'm the mentor. This is my offense. This is how we run it. And I get that you want other players and veterans to kind of, teach the rookie how to be a great professional and things like that. But I've yet to see Kevin Stefanski truly build a solid relationship with a younger type quarterback.
No, that's fair, and I think you should have both. I mean, I think it's good to have a veteran quarterback or a veteran any player to mentor. I mean, you had relationships, Tyvis, in Seattle that had a big effect on you.
That's funny because I just talked to Sherm about this yesterday.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I wish where I'm at in my life, I wish I would have understood football the way I did year 4. I wish I could have figured that out like year 1 or 2. And his response was, it's not like you had these good vets. I wish the veterans would have just grabbed you and, spend time after practice with you, watch film with you. He's saying all that to say like that's what they did. So, yeah. To answer your question, I had great leaders.
Yeah.
Right.
So to me, this is why I'm so fascinated by this season, because I love pressure. Pressure's gonna show you what you are and what you ain't. And there's no time for shucking and jiving. All that, it was this person, it was that person. That's why I'm so passionate about the situation, because all year you kept saying back and back and back, well, Stefanski ain't got this, and Stefanski ain't got that, and Stefanski ain't got this. It's hard to complain when you say you ain't got something, but then somebody come up to you and say, oh, you need some groceries? I got that. Oh, you need a new refrigerator? I got that. Hey, you need cleaning dishes up? Oh, you need new utensils? I got all that.
Yeah.
And you can't sit there after I got all of that for you to tell me I still can't make a meal.
But see, the thing about it is, I understand that Joe doesn't want to be a mentor, but the Winston one I'm out on. Yours and mine's I can see more, because what Cleveland needs right now more than ever is a guy that can make them believe again. Because right now it went back to it's the same old stuff. Like, every Sunday come out there, we used to this. You need somebody that say that's not what it is anymore. And Jameis fell under he was here. Like, it was it is what it is.
Like I said, we done seen that.
Jimmy comes from he won. He been to a Super Bowl. Obviously, he didn't win it, but he been to the Super Bowl, and he's been with the Rams, right? So the Rams won some games. So he's coming from that. And Joe,
a lot of playoff
last time Joe was here, he actually won here. So it was kind of like to see Joe in there, it would just spark. I understand this is just mentors for the rookie quarterback, but what they would see is how he lights up everybody else, how everybody else's day just instantly gets better when Joe is around.
Yeah, but I don't know if he could do it on the field again at this point now.
I don't know if he can either.
Yeah.
But it would not, if you mean to tell me, if they said the Browns have signed Joe Flacco
people
to
would be excited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it would make you like, oh, Browns
irrationally
football, yes.
excited, but excited.
But like, if they said they signed Jameis back, like, or they signed Jimmy G, like.
Final thought on response to what you're saying. Listen, like we talked about with Barry yesterday, Kevin Stefanski has not done a good enough job through 5 years, and he deservedly should be on the hot seat. I obviously flip-flopped on Kevin Stefanski. I had been a big supporter. I jumped off his bandwagon late in the season, wanted him fired, and then I changed my mind. But he does, in my mind, he does not have a long leash. You make fair points about things he has failed to do, and if that doesn't change, just like if Andrew Berry isn't able to have his first really good draft, if Kevin Stefanski isn't able to do a better job of communication with a young quarterback, then both of them got to go. It's that simple.
I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk some Cavs again, guys, but if you want to get in on the action, whether it's the NBA, Major League Baseball, which is coming up, college basketball, hockey, you name it, FanDuel is the place to put all your bets down, and there's no better place to get in on all the action than with America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in on the action, and if you're looking for bigger payouts, you can combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if their first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. So speaking of NBA and FanDuel, I was looking at FanDuel's season week-ending awards page this morning and came across the fact that if everything falls into place, Steve, okay. If everything falls into place, the Cavs could legitimately clean up on the award circuit this summer. There's a chance, and we're going to talk about which is likely to happen and which is not, that the Cavs could have the Coach of the Year this season. Kenny Atkinson currently leads all sport books on FanDuel. He's minus 700 to win Coach of the Year. Kobe Altman could win Executive of the Year. They don't have odds on that, but he's certainly in the running. Mm-hmm. Evan Mobley's tied with Jaren Jackson Jr. now as the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year at plus 125. In the Sixth Man of the Year race, DeAndre Hunter is second on FanDuel at plus 475. Ty Jerome in sixth place, but there's four guys after
that's plus,
1 and 2.
Yeah.
He needs to play more minutes. Probably not going to happen, but he's in the conversation. And I think there is a legitimate chance the Cavs don't just get one All-NBA player, not two All-NBA players, but the trio of Garland, Mitchell, and Mobley could all find its way.
Is it 15 guys, Mike, total?
It's just 15, and positions are irrelevant now when it comes to All-NBA.
15 total between the two conferences?
Total.
Or 15 in each conference?
Nope, 15 total.
It's like the all-pro list.
Wow, you think Mobley and Garland are definitely going to be top 15 in the league?
I think they could. That's what I said. I think they could end up with three guys. These are all no locks. Coach of the Year is the biggest lock at minus 700. The other ones, all up for discussion, and I think there is a legitimate chance that they could, keyword could, get three guys on the 15-player All-NBA team when it's all said and done. Tyvis, we'll start with you here. Am I crazy for thinking they could get three guys on All-NBA, or do you like one of the other bets with a little shorter or longer odds?
Can they get three?
That sounds crazy, too.
What did I say? Did I pause myself?
No.
Can they get three guys on the All-NBA list? I mean, is it far? It's not far-fetched. Is it going to happen? I don't think so. Especially now that Darius is missing some games right now, so that's kind of gonna hurt too. I don't think he's gonna make the. I think I could see two for sure. I don't think Darius, as much as I would love for Darius, I don't think he's gonna get that. So that one might be out. Let me see the rest of the things. The rest of the
Defensive Player of the Year. Mobley's tied with Jaren Jackson Jr.
Mobley
Sixth Man of the Year with Hunter.
See, the Sixth Man of the Year thing bothers me because I don't know what they're looking at. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Peyton Pritchard do his thing when he come in there. He is a beast when it comes to them buzzer beaters. But I don't know, man. Like Hunter is dang near a starter. Like I wouldn't paint Peyton Pritchard as a starter. Like this is a dang near starter in the NBA.
I mean, shoot 40 for three.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like look at that. Like I don't understand how
Pritchard and Hunter play about the exact same minutes per game. They both play about 28.
What is his averages though? What's Peyton Pritchard's averages?
This season, Peyton Pritchard is averaging 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists this season.
On what shooting?
He is shooting 47% from the floor and 42% from three.
All right.
That's good.
That's good. But he's 4 points behind.
But I feel like
he's 4 or 5 points behind. I'm sorry.
I agree. Like especially if Hunter really comes in and really starts shutting down some of these guys. Like I can see them getting that one. The NBA, the 3 NBA thing is the only one that I think is far-fetched, or it's the one that's the longest.
I don't think it's that far-fetched.
I do.
I'll be honest.
So who are locks?
Don't get me wrong. Darius doing his thing.
Give us the locks for all NBA team.
Jokic.
SGA.
Giannis. Brunson's a lock.
LeBron.
See, I don't know if LeBron's a lock.
Stop playing
now.
around.
If they keep playing,
Luka Doncic,
not enough games.
He ain't played enough.
So the other part of it is like Wemby, not included anymore. Not enough games. You have to play 65 games.
Okay, so if we leave out LeBron, we're still only 3 locks.
LeBron averaging 25, 6, and 8.
I just don't think he's necessarily now. If they keep playing well, but team success plays a factor in this.
I guess. Go ahead.
All right, so bona fide locks.
I'm putting LeBron as a lock. That's 4.
Jason Tatum.
Tatum's a lock.
5.
Anthony Edwards is a lock.
Okay.
6.
Did we have Brunson yet?
Yes.
Is Kevin Durant a lock?
Yes.
No, they stink though.
I do think Durant's a lock, but Booker, who has numbers of someone on All-NBA, I don't think's a lock by any means.
Durant 7. I hate the.
What about Cade
Mitchell,
Cunningham?
Mitchell's a lock.
Yep.
I think you can make a case for Cunningham versus Mobley, but I don't think he's a lock by any means.
Steph.
What about?
See, I don't know if they keep playing better, maybe, but
What's
I'm
Steph?
not 100%
What's
sure
Steph
Steph's
averaging
a
for?
lock. What'd he say?
What's Steph averaging?
What about LaMelo Ball?
Definitely not making it.
What about Jaylen Brown?
What about Dame
In
Dollar?
the conversation.
Yeah.
Why is Steph not on ESPN?
What
Doesn't matter.
about? What about Dame Dollar?
He's not going to make it.
All right,
over-
so there's only. So
What
there's-
about Trey Young?
I don't think he's going to make All NBA on a bad team over. Steph's averaging 23, 4, and 6. G.
What about James Harden?
He's in the conversation.
Another bum.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the conversation,
He putting up a lot of. He putting up.
My
some
point is
buckets.
there's a lot of guys that you can make a case for, and if the Cavs finish the season 66, 67, and whatever,
If it was based on stats, they wouldn't be in.
no, but it's not just based on stats.
But it's not just based on stats.
So the
That's
only
it.
problem I got, and Nuggets knows this.
Real quick, G, real quick.
What
before
about
you go.
Bankero?
He's
No,
only
they
played
ain't playing
25
no
games this
games.
season. And Franz Wagner, also having a great season, will not meet the 65-game requirement. But they used to be 2 guards and 3 front court players on each team.
Yeah.
If that was the case, I don't think the Cavs could get 3. But now that they've eliminated the positions and it's the 15 guys that you feel were best and most impactful this season, I do think there's a chance.
So how is Kevin Durant the lock? They're not even going to make the play-in, maybe.
Because he's Kevin Durant.
That's ridiculous.
I'm not voting.
He hasn't been impactful at all.
I wish I had a vote. I
wouldn't vote for him.
This is why McNuggets.
That's
is,
ridiculous.
If I'm the Duke of New Jerk, he's the Lord of the Reach.
Kevin Durant.
That-
you wouldn't put Kevin Durant.
That's
in
why
the
he be
shot?
smiling. He be
What?
smiling like that, bro.
Isn't
I would
Kevin
put
Dur-
Durant on, G. I would. Bill
Isn't-
said he would.
Look at him
Isn't
smiling.
Kevin
You'd put
Durant
Durant
like?
on?
It's
Isn't he
Durant.
like?
Durant's been one of the 15 best players in the league this
Mike,
year.
his
It's
team
Dur-
is not even in the play-in.
It's still Durant, though, man.
It's still
Kevin
he's
Durant.
He's not impacting winning.
Durant's averaging 27 points this
Mike,
season.
the numbers
on
don't
53
matter. His team sucks.
That he can't help that they can't shoot.
Yeah, it's not him.
What do you mean he can't help?
Well,
He has manipulated every move
He can't-
to every team he's been on.
Can you help that Bradley Beal's washed?
Hey,
He's
he
washed.
was not happy in Oklahoma City. He was
I'm
not
not saying
happy
he's
in
handled
Golden
the
State. He
season
was
well,
not
but-
happy in Brooklyn. I don't want to hear it.
He going to
It's
Houston
his fault.
next year.
Hey,
They
can we
winning
get
his
it
fault
all.
they're bad.
What is Durant's stats? So I can.
Isn't he
ease
like
my soul.
Durant's
Less than
averaging
scores?
27, 6, and 5 while
That's
shooting.
the most absurd thing I ever
54
heard. I don't
points.
care about his stats, Mike.
Oh
so
yeah.
they're immune.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh yeah. He's
What is the Phoenix Suns' record?
Don't matter.
The Suns stink.
What's their record?
I don't.
That's the stats that matter.
So you would put
They are
DG
27
in
and
over.
30.
Hold on. 27 and 30.
Yes.
What would their record be if they had LeBron instead of Durant?
Same thing.
Same thing.
31 and 28.
You only think LeBron's only worth 4 games off Durant?
Maybe.
Durant's still incredible. Yes.
Bro.
They have Devin Booker. He's an all-star caliber player.
I think
Why
you-
they're under 500?
I don't think
that's
you-
inexcusable.
I think
They're
you
a
just don't
disaster,
like
yes.
Kevin Durant.
I hate Kevin Durant.
Clearly.
He's
Hey,
the
but-
second biggest douche in the NBA
This-
behind James
this is-
Harden.
this is-
But
James, why
Yup.
James Harden?
they're both bums who forced their way to one
James
team and go to the
Harden,
next.
he get like a double all the time.
I don't care about stats.
McNuggets put.
They're
Clippers is
losers.
good.
McNuggets, see, this is your problem.
The
You put-
Clippers is good.
You put the battery in his back. You did. You
James
amped him up.
Harden is a loser, yes or no?
I am not a James Harden fan.
Okay? Kevin Durant hasn't won squat without a winner like Steph Curry.
So let me give you this. Let me just
Steph
ask you.
Curry, winner. Kevin
Bull,
Durant,
if it's all
loser.
about winning, then the
Can-
Cavs should get 4. We should
Hey,
put Ty
can-
Jerome in there and
can
Jared
I-
Allen.
No, it's not only about winning. That should matter.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And
You're the one who picked 3 to make it.
I still
Go
think
ahead.
they got a good
In
chance.
your heart of hearts,
Yeah.
does Darius Garland belong on the All-NBA team?
No.
Thank you. We all know that. We all know that. We all know that.
No,
He
that's-
sat there
No.
and went on this whole
No,
rant
no, he
about
not.
who should be
Wait,
on it, but still won't say
all NBA, you
Darius
just know.
should be on it.
If they say, how do you know you're in love? You just know.
What do you mean? Darius could be third team All NBA.
I think he could. I'm not saying he
Yeah.
will. I think he could.
You know, it's funny. When it comes to Kobe Altman, as great a job as Kobe has done overall the last few years, my first reaction is like, well, how does he win Executive of the Year? He didn't really do anything this year.
He
But
fired
I
the
was
coach.
reading an article about the criteria for Executive of the Year, and a couple of the things that I hadn't really thought about. One is just how much better is the team from last year.
And drafting plays a role in it.
What's that?
Drafting plays a role in it.
Well, but he didn't draft. They only took
Well, all
Tyson.
these guys that. Yes,
Right, but
yes and no.
no, you can't. I don't care what he did before this. I mean, I care, but
then-
that shouldn't factor in him being Executive of the Year now.
Why? 'Cause
But
he-
it talks about like how you've handled the cap, things like that. He's done a very good job with that. So
I think. Listen,
I still wouldn't pick him though.
In terms of, he's obviously. Atkinson's going to win Coach of the Year. Obviously, Altman's going to win Executive of the Year.
I don't know if he's definitely going to win Executive of the Year.
Who would be challenging? What about the Rockets?
He pulled. Listen, the way he pulled this, he gets credit because it's not. Yeah, you could do a good job in picking the fruit 3 or 4 years ago, but when the fruit blossoms and you get the dividends this year, you get credit for because he could have traded a lot of these dudes. He could have traded 2 of them, but he didn't.
Does Evan Mobley being great this year factor into him being Executive of the Year?
I do.
If that's the case, if you think that's the case, and you may be right, then he's got to be.
Because he's not just a guy anymore.
Does Houston, there's their GM. How about
what about the Pistons?
Nah, they're a 500 team. I mean, a little over.
Where is JB on Coach of the Year? Is he second?
He's third.
Who's second?
The Thunder coach.
Why?
Why? What?
Why?
Because it's not who's the best coach. It's who's the most surprisingly better.
Right.
Than you expect.
The Pistons.
Right, but the Cavs.
But the Cavs are the biggest surprise of the game.
Yeah.
That's the way they do.
I'm not saying JB deserves it, but
he should be
second.
Yeah, he should be up there.
Well, first of all, it's odds.
OKC was good last year.
That's just odds. That doesn't mean he's going to finish second.
I'm just saying, it's blasphemy right now that he's third.
And Jaren Jackson.
Oklahoma City might win 70 games.
Jaren Jackson's going to win defensive
They were
player of the
good
year.
last year.
Yeah, but 70 games.
Wasn't they number 1 in the West last year?
I believe so. Double check.
Yeah, but
what is shocking about this?
If you win 70 games, you win 68
They ain't winning
games.
70
they're on
games.
pace to win like 12 more games than they did last year, and they had expectations, and they were good.
The Pistons' record for the past 4 years is they got exactly as many wins now that they did if you combine 4 years. What are you talking about?
I think the Coach of the Year award in all sports is the worst. It's meaningless. Look at Kevin Stefanski. The only thing people used to defend him is that he won Coach of the Year.
That's it.
That doesn't make you the best coach.
That's it.
All right? Is JB the best coach in the league?
No.
He should win.
And here's how you know it's meaningless. In basketball, people win Coach of the Year and they get fired the next week.
Right, exactly.
They do that in football too.
It does happen all the time.
Who's the dude they used to coach Detroit and the Raptors?
Sam Mitchell.
No, the other dude.
Dwayne Casey.
Casey win the Coach of the Year every year and get fired in 6 months.
What's his name? Won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. The last guy. Peterson. He got fired 2 years later. He was terrible. Everybody thinks he's a bum. The guy won a Super Bowl and Coach of the Year.
And the Coach of the Year, it's just, it is misleading. I will say this. Mobley, I don't even think the only way Mobley makes all NBA is if.
Mobley?
The only way he does is they let him win Defensive Player of the Year.
You don't think Mobley's going to make all NBA?
Not if he's not Defensive Player of the Year.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you insane?
It's only 15 spots. We can name 10.
He's one of the 15.
We can name 10.
Oh, you think Mobley's a lock?
Yes.
Oh, really? I don't know.
What?
No, I think he's ahead of.
Are they on something today?
I don't think he's a lock. No, I think he's a group of guys that you can make a really good case for.
All three of y'all lost your mind.
He got to bring that trophy home to
Tyvus, if you guys kept pointing all these guys, if it's based on stats, he's not in the top 15.
He's still in 19.
Now, I would vote for him.
Is putting the ball on the ground and finishing. What are we talking about?
I would vote for him over Darius. I would vote for him over Darius.
Yes, I think he's
Mike, you with me on that?
Y'all don't think Mobley is a lock? That's crazy.
But I think Darius is in that same tier of guys that you can make.
Where is Mobley in scoring in the league? Like 40th, 50th?
In the league,
Mobley got to be at least top 5 power forwards in the league.
Garland's 32nd.
And I understand that.
Mobley's 47th.
He's 47th in scoring. I don't say that to knock him. I say that he can't be a lock when you're 47th in scoring.
You just told me Kevin Durant is like 5th.
I know that. But
so what are you talking about?
But I'm not saying Mobley shouldn't or won't. I'm just saying he's not a lock.
He is to me.
That's it. You were the one to say the stats
I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if he didn't make it.
If you give him, you all got to realize that Tatum and Brown are automatically on the roster.
Yeah, Mike, you said Brown is not a lock.
I don't think Brown's a lock. Tatum's a lock 100%. I'm not sure Brown is.
See what I'm saying?
They are defending. I'm letting you know.
What about Cat? We didn't mention Cat.
Cat's a lock. He's a lock.
So if you take them two, Cat, LeBron, SGA, that's 5. Brunson, Mitchell, that's 7 right there off the top of your head.
Well, you guys said Durant.
Jokic and Durant, that's 8. You got
SGA.
I said SGA. That's 8 right there.
That's 9. Jokic, Durant.
No, he already counted that.
What about Giannis? Not enough
Yep,
games?
Giannis is 10.
That's a lock.
That's 10. That's 10 locks. Not even thinking about it. You got 5 more players. You telling me Darius Garland and Mobley is in that 5?
Yes.
Probably
maybe
not.
Mobley, yes.
I think they have a chance to be.
What
Yes.
is, now, the Darius
It
thing,
depends.
I don't see it.
Who votes on that?
It's the same people that vote for
So it's-
like MVP.
He said if he brings, he got to
It
bring
depends
that
how they
hard
factor
win.
in winning versus
Which is
stats.
why I think they're in the conversation.
If it's stats, neither guy has a shot.
Y'all out
telling
to
me
lunch.
Devin Booker
you out
averaged.
to lunch.
We just named 10 guys.
Devin Booker just averaging 26, 4, and 7.
What about Cade Cunningham's
He's
stats?
not making it. Booker's not making it.
Cade Cunningham's stats is crazy.
What's Cade Cunningham's stats, Mike?
Cade has a good chance to make it. Cade's averaging 26, 6, and 10.
He's out of here.
26,
He's out of here.
Yeah,
26 and 10.
That's
He's a lot.
why that's
He's
what
a
he
lot.
said when he said he wasn't. I
That's
looked at him
11.
and said, "Are you crazy?"
That's 11 off top. That's 11. You got 4 more
He
positions.
probably is a lock. I'm looking at it a little closer. He probably is a lock.
You got 4.
Said Luka didn't play enough,
Luka-
right?
Luka did not play enough.
Now
Wemby's not going to
out.
play enough.
Okay.
Giannis, by the way,
Yeah.
is right on the cusp. He's
on the cusp.
He may not. He's only played 44 games.
I ain't shocked.
What Dame
Not
looking
shocked.
like?
He becoming damaged goods.
What'd you say, G?
What is Dame looking like?
I don't think Dame's in the conversation.
Is Harden in the conversation?
Yes, 12.
He's not a lock, though.
Hey, but look at his numbers.
Harden's not a lock.
Look at them. Listen, look at them numbers, my
He's averaging
G.
basically what Garland is: 21, 5, and 7 or 8.
How about Colin
Round up.
Sexton? Is he in the mix?
Stop. See, this is why
James
we are.
Harden's shooting 39%.
You're right.
Wow.
Listen, it ain't as
I
good as it
can't
looked.
believe you.
Let me see. It ain't as good as it looked. 20. It's like 22.
What about
Shooting
Six-
less than 40%.
What about
22,
Trey
69.
Young? What's his number?
No, he barely made the All-Star
Trey,
team.
if you count winning into this, which
Yeah.
I think matters
Yeah.
in this conversation,
He
they're
averaged a
tanking.
double-double.
They're trying to lose
I
right
don't-
The man averages a
I don't
double-double.
think Mobley and Garland are going to get in there because I think they're going to waste stats more than we think they might.
Man, Mobley getting.
We'll see.
I'd be shocked if Mobley don't make it. I'd be shocked.
If he wins the defensive
I'd
player
be
of the year,
shocked.
he's in there.
Like, there's no way you.
Yeah.
How can you keep him out?
We just named 11 and 12 guys.
I
who are
understand
locks.
that, and I understand that there's 4 spots up for grabs.
Yeah.
He should be one of them,
I mean, yeah, I think he's.
especially if he continue to play the way. Like if he keep coming
We'll
with
see.
these 20,
Hey, we got
25
25 games left. If he finishes, let's say he gets to 20 points a game by the end of the year, is that possible, Mike?
Mobley,
To get to 20?
yeah, he's averaging 18.7. So
Yeah, but it's hard at this point in the year to raise your.
if he's got a couple big scoring games, yeah,
I
he should be
didn't know it was 18-7.
Yeah.
He got.
I'd like to know what he needs to. I'm
gotta
going to figure
do
this
more.
out.
He
You guys
gotta-
should talk for a
Well,
minute.
no,
What's wrong
we
with
gotta
you
go. We gotta
today?
go.
Oh, we
You
gotta-
gotta- and I need you to be.
Yes, yes,
getting
yes.
sick of you today.
18-7.
Hey, we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk some Guardians. Hit the
Jared
like
Allen
button, hit
down
the
there.
subscribe
Yeah.
button. Help out UCSS. We appreciate it. It costs $0.00, and we really do. It means a lot to us. Hit that like button and tell your friends to subscribe. Bull
Yeah.
Guardians. Larry Dolan passed away yesterday. R.I.P. 94 years old. He had bought
Yeah.
the Guardians/Indians back in the year 2000, and according to Jason and an article that Zach Meisel wrote in The Athletic, the buying of the organization, the Cleveland baseball team, was Larry's
Right.
baby. It
Now,
was
he
not
was no
necess-
longer running the team.
But it was,
his son
it was
was.
his, exactly.
Right, but it was his
not
passion.
Paul was not necessarily as invested when the first purchase was bought.
Right.
Which then leads to the question of, now that Larry has passed, how does that impact the Guardians' future in terms of potential ownership, spending, plans moving forward?
Yeah.
You enlighten us because you're the expert here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get it. I didn't know that. I somehow didn't realize that Jason and Zach had written an article about it, so I missed that. But I do know that even though he was obviously at 90, what was he, 94?
Yeah,
he
94.
was not. He was not involved in running the team anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously, Paul Dolan is, but yeah, as Jason mentioned in our chat group and in this article. The father was the one. He was the one that was most passionate about, owning the team. In fact, he tried to at one point buy the Browns. I don't know if it was. I can't remember when. But anyway, so and Paul Dolan has alluded to the fact that 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 gave me the impression, reading between the lines, that maybe when his parents passed away, he'd be more open to selling the team. We know that David Blitzer, who's super wealthy, much wealthier than the Cleveland portion of the Dolan family, when he was involved in minority ownership, and at the time when he bought in, he was eventually going to take over. Now, who knows for sure? For me to say I know for sure what this means for the Guardians would be disingenuous. I certainly don't. But if you connect the dots, it might lead you to believe, and maybe I'm just being a little optimistic, that maybe Paul Dolan will now sell that majority stake in the team to Blitzer sooner than even expected. It's been supposedly going to happen in the next few years, next 5 years. It's been in the works. I don't know that we have any details on that officially, but I would suspect that maybe it speeds up the process, that maybe Paul Dolan is like, you know what, this is my dad. I didn't want to sell it when my dad was sick. He was the one who bought the team. Well, my dad, now that he's passed away, maybe we'll sell the team sooner. Again, I'm just speculating based on the information we have. I don't know anything for sure. I think that's a reasonable assumption. Part of me wants to just say that would be great for the team because Blitzer's got a lot more money. Now, there's other parts of ownership than just spending money. That's the one we pay most attention to, obviously. And the Guardians have been under the Dolan family. They haven't won a World Series, obviously, but they've been a successful franchise. They've been a mostly competitive team. They've put out a competitive product on the field. Yeah, there's certainly flaws. I've made that clear a million times. I've complained about the spending a million times, but it's not a Brown situation where they haven't won. Yeah. I mean, there's been a good amount of winning here. So you always want to be a little careful what you wish for. But I do think if David Blitzer owned the team, I would assume their payroll would go up because he's much wealthier than the Dolans.
Yeah,
the Cleveland Dolans are.
I don't want to like. I'm trying to toe the line here because it's like
the guy just died. People died. Kick him out the door.
It's like, great. Right. We're gonna get some money now. Like, So condolences to their family. 94 is a very ripe age, and at least he kept the Indians here, right?
That's right.
There's a point in time where that was up in the air.
Yeah.
So I'll give that to him. But you bring up a really cool point because remember back when we had the Learners, right? Mm-hmm. Lerner passed it on to his son.
Yeah.
And the son was like, hey, I don't got the same passion for this. I got a soccer team. I'm in England half the time. And it seems like, in the case of the Dolans, like, hey, they may have a similar situation where, you're inheriting a business that you may not necessarily have the stomach for, as well as the cash flow for, and running it in the way that you want. So maybe this might be a catalyst for them saying, all right, well, I was holding on to it because my old man gave it to me. I was not going to dishonor him by trading it and moving it. Now I can make moves in my own conscience, and my conscience is clear to see what happens with it. So I'll be interested to see how that works. Also, how it works with the television stuff, with this new thing with TV. It's like, okay, now is that not going to be an issue because you do have some revenue coming in because they fixed the Bally stuff. So I'm interested to see how what the Dolans do, because if within the next 1 or 2 years, you hope that they can solidify and at least like keep the core together. They got a young manager. They got a nice, and people have shown they'll come to the games. People have shown if they're good, they'll come to the games.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tyvis, I don't know what your take is.
I mean, I think that honestly, I think that the situation will be you would try to honor your father. I don't think you would just rush to sell it. I
don't say he's going to sell it.
I think it would be one of those things that he's like, you know what, this was my dad's passion. I'm going to honor my dad by trying to, try to keep this thing going. And then I think he'll realize how hard it actually is and all the things that go into it.
Well, he's been running it anyway for a while.
True.
So
and he'll be like, you know what? This ran its course. It's time for me to step out the way. And I think y'all right. I think eventually the sale does happen. and they ended up getting the other guy in there, and then obviously everybody will be happy that the payroll goes up, but I think Larry Dolan, I think y'all hit on every good point. You know, he kept him here and did all these great things, and we've had some great seasons, so it's nothing to hang your hat on. You know, especially if the plan was to sell the team the majority of the stake anyways. I mean, if your father was alive and that was what the thing was, you would have to honor it by going through with it, you know. So I think that it absolutely happens, and
Is there any chance that he spends more money now? Like
Current Dolan?
Yeah.
no.
I don't think so.
Like,
No.
not a chance.
Like, is there like I've always the way I've always thought about it. I don't understand.
Especially
it.
if I know I'm selling it. No.
If I'm like, look, you know, I'm 43 now. Bro, I get up to be in the 70s, and I'm pushing 70.
Yeah.
You're spending it all.
I can't take none of this with me.
What I'd love to see is Paul Dolan say, you know what, I'm out of here in a year. I'm not going to have to pay the money.
Right.
Let's go sign
these deals.
Yeah.
That's
What-
messed up.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Messed up.
Listen, like that be happening with divorces too. What you mean you co-signed
go.
the car? It's
They
not a divorce.
ran the cars.
They done ran off on the plug. Now look, to me, I'm 72. How many y'all done seen every part of the world? Out on vacation, my wife got all the bags. Listen, I need to win this championship, so I want to. I don't care about the rest of that
Bull
stuff.
messed up, man.
Unfortunately, it's too late now for this year. I mean,
Right.
You could re-sign some of your own guys, but
He gotta
there's
pay
no
it.
big-time free agents left in
Gotta
baseball.
pay.
So
That's like running some drinks up on somebody else's tab. Hey, whose tab this on? Bulls. Give me 2 more bottles of that good wine.
he was drinking some
Yeah.
cheap stuff. Let me get some Heineken.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
get
yeah.
around a Heineken.
G. Bush is paying for it. Let's go.
Give me that bottle. Give me that Moet.
Do it. So give me a whole bottle of that. Yeah, give me that Ace of Spades.
Man.
Top
Now,
shelf.
Louis the 14th.
Louis the
Sad-
Louis the
yeah.
13th.
Sadly, there's no guarantee that Blitzer will spend more, even though he's richer. But I would hope so.
And how do we even know he's a better owner, right?
We don't know that.
We don't.
He might
We
come
don't.
in and start meddling.
He's
Because
just
that's
got
what
more
Jimmy.
money, yeah.
That's what Jimmy did.
100%. We were thrilled when Jimmy bought the team.
Oh, it's through the roof.
And he's been a disaster.
Jimmy's
he
done.
spends money.
Jimmy's done a great job,
losing.
especially paying a young guy by the name of Tyvus Powell.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
There
So,
you go.
Hey,
Jimmy, you good in my books.
All right. What's up, Mikey?
We're going to play a game, a new game today. But first,
We haven't played a game in forever.
we're going to do super chats because I want to get these out the way, and then we can
Gotcha.
play the game till the end of the show. If you
you.
have a super chat that you want us to read, send it in now, because if
you.
we don't read it in the next few minutes when we get to the super chats we already have, we will not get to it to the end of the show. So just a fair warning, if you have a super chat, send it in now. We got 3 right now. We will read any more we get before we start the game. But once we start the game, we're going to hold the game till the end of the show.
Yeah.
So the first super chat comes from Salvatore the 216,
Of course.
who says, Bull,
Yeah.
I need you to explain something to me.
Please. What?
Why is a simple, more catchy name like Rocket Arena somehow a worse title than Word Salad Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse? Director Steve says, good question, Salvatore.
It's the Q anyway.
Who says that?
Yeah, it's a cute.
Director Steve says, a good question from Salvatore.
I think they're
Of
both
course,
bad
Director
names.
Steve said that. Of course
They're
he did.
I didn't think Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse was good, but I just at least there was something about Fieldhouse that sounds a little
I like
interesting.
the field house.
Rocket Arena. It just sounds like you're missing a word.
Yeah.
It doesn't roll off the tongue nicely.
The
Now
Rock.
you could call it the Rock either way. I missed the Q.
Yeah, the Q was the
One of the best
find
things
him in
was
the Rock.
was when the Cavs were rolling with LeBron, and you'd hear
Deep in the
AC go deep in the Q.
We got
Now
it.
he goes deep in the Rocket Mortgage. It's like,
Yeah, it don't hit the same.
Yeah.
Don't hit the same.
and I'm not calling it anything because those sponsors are not paying us,
You call it,
so we don't owe them
what
to
do
call
you,
it by
What
the
do you
sponsor.
call it? The Q?
Call it the Q. We call it the Gund Arena.
Wow. Just do the
We call it the Cavs Court.
You can find us in the Rock, cheering on the Cavs. Where Unc at? We gotta get Unc on the show, man. We had the hottest songs when the Cavs
DJ
was going,
Unc?
when they was going undefeated at the beginning of the season.
I haven't seen the frog in a while either.
I haven't seen.
Yeah,
the
what
Frog.
happened to that guy?
I have no idea.
Next super chat, also from Salvatore, who says, Mikey, as a newly minted Cavs insider, can you ask DG if he'd ever consider wearing a mask like Rip Hamilton? Any idea what his thoughts are on that?
He'll say
Why would he wear a
double
mask?
hockey stick?
He
Because he
gets hit
get
in the face every
all the
second
time.
game.
That's true.
Every game he gets smacked.
I thought it was. What was his injury? What happened to him just now?
It's a hip injury.
Yeah.
He did hit his face, but he technically
but it's a hip.
hit his hip. He always gets hit in the face. He got hit in the face earlier in the game by Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
I have a theory on why he gets hit so
What's
often.
your theory?
So Darius is about 6'1".
Yeah.
He's really good at getting into the paint. He's very, very, very good
Yeah.
at getting 2 feet in the paint, attacking, and big guys come down. When he broke his jaw against Porzingis last season, he basically ran into Porzingis' hip. Porzingis jumped, and because of
Hip.
no, seriously, was what.
No,
he
I know,
hit.
but that's crazy.
Because Darius, when he's dribbling, you're trying to dribble low.
Yeah.
He's at like, this is gonna sound stupid, but I'm being genuine here. He's at like the perfect height for hips, hands, just random flailing limbs when he's navigating through the paint. And because he's
That
so
makes
good at
sense.
that, you don't want him to take that out of his game.
Yeah.
But it also does lead him into situations where he can catch a flailing hand or a 7'3" hip or an elbow from some of these guys.
Yeah.
He's just kind of the right height to get hit in the
We
face
got a
a lot.
foul. I tried to let you go. I tried to let you get continuation, but you
Yeah.
can't talk about man's jawline
That's
being
true.
by a belt line
That's
like
true.
that, bro. We can't. we
What?
gotta
How
do
many
that.
years into the league did Rip Hamilton start wearing the mask consistently?
Well, I could be wrong. If I remember correctly,
He was not wearing it.
He did not wear it in
with
college.
Washington.
No, not
he
in
got
college.
hurt, wore it, and started shooting really well.
Right, so
and
he
then
just stuck
said,
with it.
"This is my thing."
Right, that's what I'm saying. Do you remember how long into his career it was?
I can try to look it up real quick. I don't know off the top of my head.
And that face plate had to be coming off, man.
You know,
I mean, it would be a good idea. I don't know how. I would find it so annoying.
You got to
play with that.
sanitize
do
that.
you know that the
Oh, God,
Bad
gross.
Boys Pistons got the
He started
best
wearing it in the
championship history?
2003 season,
What makes you say that?
and then wore it the rest of his career. He broke his nose twice
Yeah.
at the beginning of that season,
Oh,
and then started
man.
wearing it, and
Right.
then for the rest of his
Got
career
stuck
wore
with
the
it.
mask.
And
Go
then
ahead, Cyrus. You
and
saying
then-
The
the
Bad
Bad Boy
Boy-
Pistons had the best championship ever.
in history. Yeah.
Was who they beat?
Yeah, they had to beat.
beat Jordan.
They beat Larry, Jordan, and Magic.
Isaiah Thomas.
yeah.
Isaiah Thomas has
That's
a really
hard.
good stat. Isaiah Thomas says people give George so much credit, but he never beat the Celtics when they was jumping, when we championships. They
Right.
never beat the Lakers when they was rolling in the '80s, and they never beat Isaiah Thomas.
That's true.
He did not win a
Well,
thing
he and
until
Michael
91.
hate each other.
I mean, but it was true.
But he's right.
He went under 91.
I mean, Michael screwed him on the Olympic team. He should
Bad.
have been on that team.
Why do you
Last
think Michael
super
did
chat
that?
comes from
Yeah, Michael-
Ahmed
Michael
Fadala,
did that.
who says, "With the energy and leadership he brings running the second unit, a great comp for Ty Jerome is Manu Ginobili. Love this Cavs team. Can't wait for the next line of UCSS merch."
I thought that guy was talking about my leadership here on the show.
Manu,
Go ahead.
Ginobili is one of the all-time, like, incredibly good players that probably doesn't get enough recognition for how good he really is.
Manu Ginobili?
Ain't the Spurs the team that was telling on each other for cheating on wives and stuff?
yeah, that was
Yeah.
them.
Why would they do that?
What do you mean telling on each other?
Like, didn't they snitch on each other?
Well, who was were they cheating with another
Didn't
player on
Tony
the team?
Parker
Tony Parker's
cheated
wife
with
slept with somebody.
With who?
Yeah, I forget who that was.
I don't remember either. Tim Duncan, maybe?
No, Tim Duncan just woke up one day and was like, "Yeah, I'm single."
Wait,
Like, for
Oh,
Tony
he slept with
Parker's-
Brent Barry. It was Eva Longoria.
Yeah, Eva
was his wife,
Longoria.
and slept with Brent Barry.
Really?
Yes.
You didn't know that? You didn't know
That's
this?
messed up.
That's what I'm
And
telling
you're
you.
defending. You're mad at the guys for saying that Brett Barry did it.
No, we were just talking about.
I'm just saying it's
Can't
wild.
be
This,
hooking up with a teammate's
I'm just
girl.
wild. It's wild that this happened with, like, the Spurs was so good that they
Yeah.
let this happen. It's like the Steve Nash and Jason Richardson thing.
You know,
That was worse, though. Steve Nash and Jason Richardson was way worse.
if my
What
wife,
happened there?
That's
What?
crazy.
Steve Nash's wife was pregnant, and when she delivered the kid was black,
Oh.
and Steve Nash
Oh,
realized
wow.
it wasn't
Oh,
Jason.
wow.
Jason. Like
Wasn't it-
you are the ultimate scumbag.
Oh, wow.
If you sleep with the wife of your teamate, I mean that's the lowest move.
I agree.
Hey, listen, if my wife sleep with one of y'all, I'm getting her deported. Hello, ICE? Yeah, I don't know. This farm worker just was here You know, she just came up, started working in these fields over here. I don't know what's going on. You might want to check her, bro. Esmeralda, that's her name. I think she has fake paperwork too.
Yeah.
Now I'm playing. Shout out to you, sweetheart.
Oh my goodness.
Now, shout out to you.
All right, you guys ready to play a game?
All right, let's go. What do we got?
Okay, so at NBA All-Star Weekend,
Yeah.
there was a reporter for a digital site, and I'm unfamiliar with the site, and it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Who was going around asking
Sure, it
all
matters
the
to them.
All-Stars if they had heard of NBA Central or not.
NBA what?
Central.
How's that?
Perfect you asked. NBA Central.
Oh, NBA Central. Oh,
No.
yeah.
NBA
Okay.
Central and
Yeah.
NBA Centel are two different things.
Yes.
NBA Central takes NBA news from Wendy and Sham.
But they
and
still do
Crispy
bad
Haynes.
stuff.
I'm not saying they're great, but they
Yeah.
aggregate news and
Yeah.
it's real news. NBA Central makes up fake news and makes it look like it was reported by somebody.
Right.
So I figured we'd have a little bit of fun today.
Oh, I like this.
I think we have like 17 tweets.
Yeah.
You guys have to tell me if it's NBA Central, a.k.a. real,
Yeah.
or NBA
Won't
Centel.
we, won't we know it's fake,
Fake.
if it's not real? Right?
Well, we'll find out if you guys can tell.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
We will start with the first one. Steve, let's take tag board. Paul George on the All-Star game. Players should put in more effort. Fans pay good money to watch us play. They deserve a real show. It ain't fair for them. Is that from NBA Central? Or is that made up by NBA Centel? You put real or fake.
Oh, okay.
Now, too late. I already started writing the word.
I was about to write the word too.
Khalil Shakir just signed a 4-year, $60 million extension. Bull says Central,
yeah?
real. Tyvis says real. G. Bush says fake. And let's see it. Is social news that's going to crap out on us today? I swear to God, I will break my freaking laptop if it doesn't work. Steve, take it. It is fake. It is NBA Centel.
Of course it's fake.
G. Bush
Paul George
with the first one.
Paul George to run around. He got a podcast. I know he ain't talking about players playing hard. This dude, he played like 6 games this year.
Oh, yeah. Why would I think that Paul George would say complain about it?
Fake.
They make their real stuff.
No,
look
that
fake.
was inexcusable that Tyvus and I got that wrong. That was ridiculous.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
was.
The Cavs
Yeah.
are playing the Orlando Magic tonight.
Yeah.
Is this quote from Yusuf Nurkic real or fake? I think the Magic are a really good young team and are doing a really good job. They have a really good coaching staff, but I think they are missing one player. I can't name it, but that's my little fella from Portland and Anthony Simons that gets cut off. They're missing one guy to be a legit contender.
Why is Yusuf Nurkic talking in so many sentences? I don't believe it.
That's fake.
Yeah, come on. They'll talk about he need one more piece. Get out of here. Fake.
So Bull says fake, G
Fake.
says fake. Ty, you say real?
You knew you was
And-
gonna do that. You were gonna do that. I knew you was gonna do that too.
It's real. He did say that.
I'm back.
I knew you was gonna do that. You was
Damn.
back. You pulled that. That's that Jay Crawford
I'm back.
School of
All right,
Game.
next one.
Yeah.
Draymond Green says that players in the Rising Stars roster don't deserve to share the floor with the real All-Stars. These young guys, if they're on the Rising Stars team, they don't deserve the privilege of playing on Sunday.
Tyvus is
Tyvus
real.
says real.
That's fake. Somebody said that. I don't know if it's
It
Charles
was him.
Barkley.
I was sitting there listening to it.
That's a good fake because it sounds like Draymond's another jerk.
I think Charles
And it sounds
Barkley
like
said.
something he might say.
Draymond
but
said
it's-
this.
That's fake.
I got fake, bro.
Dra-
Bull says fake, G says fake,
Draymond
Tyvus says
said
real.
this.
The answer is real.
Told you.
Draymond did say
I
that.
was listening to the broadcast when he
Man,
said
I thought
Bull's
Shaq,
BS meter on fake NBA.
I thought Shaq said that.
Are we keeping standings?
It's
Yeah.
2-1.
I got 2. Hold on, let me mark it like Jay. Let me do the Jay Crawford and mark it.
All right, next
Is Anthony
one.
keeping standings?
I got the standing. So far, it's 3 for Tyvus, 1 for G.
No, I got
You
2.
already screwed up
No,
the standings.
look.
I got 2. I got 2.
Tyvus has got 2.
I got 1.
I missed the first question, but I got the second.
Tyvus
Tyvus
2,
is
G
2,
1, me
G has
0.
1. Okay. Next up, the Mavericks organization has announced they will ban fans from wearing Luka Doncic jerseys as a way to move forward from him.
You know what? They almost got me on this one. They almost got me on this one.
That's absurd.
because they had a lot of following. I had to take this down.
Oh, see, I thought it was. I'm going to say true because I saw it yesterday, but I may have gotten catfished.
You got that.
Bull and Colin Cowherd are in the same boat because they both got catfished by this. This is fake. This is from NBA Centel.
That is a good one
That's
because
a good-
it was going around the
going
internet
around.
yesterday.
Cowherd did a whole segment.
I was like, ooh,
Hey.
I know all about this.
Hey, I said, oh, this is
saw it
wild.
yesterday.
Listen, I had the tweet ready to go, fired up. I
glad
was
I
about to
did.
hit go. Hold up.
Yeah.
Cowherd got fooled and did a segment on it.
Cowherd is cool.
All right, next one.
3-2-0.
3-2-0, correct.
Damn.
Kendrick Perkins says he was the real leader of the Thunder.
Oh, I remember
Quote,
this.
it doesn't mean your best player is your leader. When I was with the Thunder, it wasn't
just will
KD,
say
it
that.
wasn't Russ, it wasn't James. I was the one leading.
He couldn't have said this.
Tyvis, I can't see
Tyvis
what
is
that
messing
said.
with us.
Tyvis says real.
Hey, bro, Totem Pole could not have been leading anything.
I can't
I
believe
finally got one right. That's 100% real. I heard him say it.
Him and KD
It is
got
real.
into it over there.
It is real. Yes.
Hold
good job,
on.
Bull. I'm very proud of
I
you.
mean, is he the biggest clown in the media?
And so he said, listen, Kendrick Perkins said he was leading.
Yeah.
Doing what?
And KD put back on Twitter or IG
Yeah.
like,
Mike,
Hey.
is there a bigger clown in NBA media than Perkins?
Bro.
He's a great hot take
I
on
like
Hey,
Big,
no.
I like Big
Listen,
Terrible.
listen. Here's
Big
what I would have had to go to his life points. I would have had to get him up out of here. I'm like, listen, I was better than you when I was 8. Matter of fact,
Sheesh.
what are you talking about, Perk? Dabo Cephalosha's better than you.
Wow.
What are you talking about, Perk? You bounced around setting screens for people. Pause. Just walking up behind grown men. Pause.
Was he
Pause.
with the Cavs when we won
What
the
are you
championship?
doing? Yes, he was on there.
He was on the roster.
4-2-1, right?
Setting screens. Pause.
All right, next.
It is 4-2-1. All right, next one. An anonymous NBA general manager calls out Adam Silver. Adam Silver is obsessed with tournaments, playing in season. Now the All-Star, they've proven to not benefit our league. Real or fake, Bull?
Hold on. Anonymous NBA GM.
That's fake.
I have no idea, and I'm scared to go with anyone. This is the first one that
Bull says fake.
That's fake. Ain't no GM gonna say that.
G says fake.
I'm going to say real.
Looks so much like
Ty
a
says real. The answer is real.
Yes.
Ty with another one.
Yes.
Damn it.
Tie out to a commanding 3-point lead as we continue to move on here.
I mean, you cheating.
How am I
Our
cheating?
next one.
I'll be on Twitter, man.
Chandler Parsons calls out LeBron James for not playing in the All-Star game. Quote, the problem I have with LeBron James not wanting to play against the rising stars is all these other NBA players have to play against his son.
No way he said that.
Yeah.
I says fake.
Actually, somebody else said that because I'm trying to think who said it because I was on Instagram when I seen this.
I don't think they said
That's true.
Somebody else said this though.
So you
Well, you say true?
So it's true.
No. It is true what he's
Wait a
saying.
minute.
But it
Is
wasn't
all of it true?
You think I'm
the
really
tweet
going
is
through the
false.
of
It's
making
from
up tweets and
Centel.
graphics?
It's from Centel. I'm saying the sentiment of that is absolutely
So
true.
3 fakes?
Oh, but you think nobody said it? You don't think Chandler Parsons
No, he
actually
didn't say
said
that.
So
no
3
chance.
Centels?
Yeah.
And show him. Chandler Parsons did say that.
What?
Camera on the Run It Back pod on FanDuel TV.
He had the
You
good
guys
for
all
him.
got it wrong.
He's 100% right. Let me tell you something. I was getting into a screaming match with my mom's husband down in
Your stepfather.
Florida. He's not my stepfather. They got married when I was an adult, and I don't really, well.
This cat.
we
It's
were
funny because I do the same thing,
Yeah,
but go
we
ahead.
were arguing LeBron versus MJ, and to me, it's not close. LeBron is better than MJ. Like, it's just because the only argument people ever use is the 6 titles, and it's just disingenuous. And he used the 6 titles. I said, well, I guess that means that Bill Russell's the greatest player of all time, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's just by championships, then Bill Russell's the greatest player
Robert
of all time.
Horry in that conversation.
Well, no, because that's bad. Because Robert Horry was a piece in all those championships, whereas Bill Russell was the star of those championship teams. However, despite the fact that LeBron is obviously the greatest NBA player of all time, in some ways he's a big disappointment because I blame him. And I said this. I don't know if you guys were here. I know you weren't, G. The LeBron is the number one reason why the All-Star game is garbage. I blame him more than anybody else.
That's what Draymond said.
He blamed LeBron?
Well, no, Charles Barkley said that he blames that entire
Yes,
generation.
but LeBron's the leader. He's the face of the league. If LeBron had played hard, if LeBron played hard in the All-Star game,
They all
everybody would.
Yeah.
He's
Kobe
the
was the
man.
last
So I
one that
blame
played
him.
hard.
And he never did a dunk contest. And the dunk contest has become irrelevant.
Hey,
And finally,
Make it a one-on-one
it was a
tournament.
really terrible job by LeBron. If he was not going to be in the All-Star game,
I agree.
he should have dropped out earlier so he could have been replaced. That could have been an opportunity for another player in the league to get into an All-Star game. And it was not because of injury.
I agree.
That was a really terrible job by him.
All right, next one. It involves one of LeBron's teammates for about 17 minutes. Steve, take it. An anonymous NBA executive claims the Hornets injected horse semen into Mark Williams' veins to accelerate injury recovery.
I can't even do this.
I don't even want to write here.
He looks like a player that would have injected horse semen.
I'm not going.
She says fake.
I'm not going for this.
That
man.
is 155% true. True.
Bull goes true. The other two go fake. This is fake.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Bull.
that seemed too absurd to be fake.
That's
Bro,
ridiculous.
because of that,
That's ridiculous.
because there's a certain level of where you just gotta fight now.
Yeah, like that
Like,
ain't. Yeah, you
I gotta
can't say
fight you.
that.
Like,
Horse semen.
Like you don't want to be named. Like there's as a man, semen.
Poor
should-
Mark Williams.
Semen shouldn't be nowhere by your name, your person, your body. None of that, bro. That's crazy. That is wild animal jizz.
All right.
That is just a
For
word.
this next
What
one,
do you think Mark Williams' reaction was when he saw that?
Horse semen.
That's
for this
wild.
next one, you guys got to
That's
look at the
crazy.
monitor because
Okay.
it's a picture, and you got to be able to see the comment here.
Okay.
Is it real or fake? When Luka got traded to the Lakers, Kim Kardashian's comment on the Lakers Instagram. Kim says, "I want to learn how to speak Slovenian," and then Luka replied, "Oh God, please don't."
There's no, oh
Slovenia.
God, it just says no,
Or,
please.
no, please don't. Sorry.
Come on, man.
G says fake.
Oh, that's got to be fake.
Bull says fake. Ty.
He
Ty says
true.
true. And for the first time, Ty's got one wrong when everyone else has got it right. That is very fake.
Come on now.
It is 6-4-2 with a couple more to go here.
Are we still going?
Next one.
I thought that
well,
was the
finding
last
tweets is
one.
super easy. Next
Yeah.
one. Victor Oladipo says he's not retiring and still has a lot left in the tank. Quote, "I'm not retiring. It's just not what I'm going to do right now. I got a lot left in the tank. I'm training, rehabbing every day." Oladipo has not played in forever.
I would not have known he was in the league until this tweet. So I'm going to say
I
fake.
mean, this gotta be real, but but listen.
When's the last time he played, Mike?
This is fault. All right, this
Didn't
is,
he have like that great year like 4 or 5 years ago, whenever?
He got like.
He
Yeah.
put- he put-
And he hasn't played since, I feel like.
He got that G Bush bad knee, man. It would be folding up
He
like
was
a
a
lawn
good player
chair.
too. It's a shame.
He was really, really good in 17-18 and 18-19.
That long ago?
And then has just been unable to stay healthy.
How many
for
games has he played since then? Like nothing.
19-9, 24-8, and he played 42 2 seasons ago.
Okay, but he wasn't any good.
Not really.
What is he? His best.
All
was
right,
with the
I say
Pacers?
fake.
Fake. G says real. Ty says
Real.
Real. Let's see it, Ant. This is real. He is trying to make a comeback here.
Dude, I am
G, you're at the
worse
5
this
point
game.
plateau. Tyvis up to 7.
What do I got? 1, 2?
You got 2.
Oh man.
All right, next one.
You be a centennial.
The Philadelphia 76ers are considering suing Paul George due to disappointing performance.
God, I mean, that's
I would
fake.
love for it to be real.
That
but
would
I'm
be the
gonna guess it's
best.
Fake. I'm gonna say fake.
Why do people keep trading for James Harden and Paul George? These guys are losers. They're not
Jason,
interested in winning.
Three fakes, 3 correct answers.
They
This
stealing.
is
They
this
just
is
stealing
fake.
money,
God.
man.
Paul George, yeah, you know he's gonna get $50 million a year at the end of his contract.
I'll tell you who's had a bad reputation, who I think is actually a winner. Russell Westbrook. I like Russell Westbrook. I can't remember what team he's on right now. Well, he's on a
Nuggets.
good team. The
Westbrook's
Nuggets,
on the
right?
Nuggets. He's playing well.
Russell Westbrook. I like Russell Westbrook. He's
The only
not a
bad
bum
thing
like
about
these
Russell
guys.
Westbrook is that if it's a 24-second shot clock, he's going to dribble the ball for 22
Yeah,
seconds.
he's kinda slow, there's
Then
no
give
doubt.
you the ball.
Andrew
Say
Berry's
this.
officially speaking at the podium. We'll break down what he says tomorrow, by the way.
Oh.
And we'll have Jason
Okay.
join us on the show tomorrow from the Combine. All right, next one. Take your poll here. NBA has hired forensic experts to analyze Nico Harrison's coffee after rumors surfaced that Rob Pelinka may have tampered with it.
Obviously, that's fake. But here's the thing, guys. There is. I'm buying this.
3 fakes, 3 right answers.
So the Adelman family bought the Mavericks because they wanted to open a brand new casino there. They have not been approved for a casino license. So there's people that feel that they're purposely tanking and right now the league wouldn't let the Mavericks move out of Dallas, but there's people that feel like they're going to purposely tank the team so they get bad, fans stop going,
so they
and they
can
can move it to Vegas.
Yeah, that's what everybody.
All right, we got 4 more. Let's try to
buying
wrap it up
that
in the next 2
conspiracy
minutes
theory.
here so we can fly through. Next one here. Chet Holmgren believes the NBA needs more players from the trenches. Man, I came from the trenches. No AC in the gym. Double rims and hooping and beat up kicks. We need more players with that hunger.
He said that real.
What?
I would say real because he's wild. He say crazy stuff.
And it was on World Star.
He said that.
Is he a white guy?
Yes.
Yes.
He said
Well, what's
that.
he doing? What is he doing there?
He said that. I believe 1,000%. Even if you tell me it's fake, I still believe he said that.
Aren't most players from America from the trench? I don't even know what that means. Like,
Just real or fake?
I didn't have
Real or fake?
AC in my gym. Fake.
It is real.
Yeah.
No, it's fake. Sorry, this is a fake one.
Oh.
I got settled. It is fake.
You got
Sorry,
settled.
Sorry.
I will see you on overtime.
No. We got
Oh.
3 more. We're gonna finish this, then we'll get to overtime. But we're
Okay.
gonna run through the last 3 quick. Take it here. Patrick Mahomes reportedly never got over the Luka trade and wasn't focused in the Super Bowl.
That's fake. I think
It's ridiculous.
I would hope that is fake.
That's got to be like a 5-year-old picture. Fake.
3 correct. All right, 2 more. Let's go right to it. The Lakers unofficially unveiled their new superstar trio nickname, BBL, Bronny, Bron, and Luka.
Fake. I mean, these are all so obvious now, Mike.
All right, last one.
Yeah.
Quote, you can argue Luka might be a better fit
this
with LeBron than anybody he's ever played
one-
with, including Dwayne Wade.
This
from
is
Alan Hahn.
This is real.
Real.
Because I seen it yesterday, and I couldn't believe he said this. That's real.
It is
Wow.
real. It is real.
not
Tyvus, you
true,
won
is
our
it?
first ever
12.
NBA Central.
I got
NBA
12
Central.
right.
I got 11.
Congratulations.
How many y'all? How many
I got about
was it?
4.
Bull got 5. G had 10. Tyvus
11.
had 12.
I didn't even guess that last one.
12.
I gave it to you. We'll see you in overtime.
12.
See ya.
Peace.